Zero, but all my friends call me Cat, and you can too. Today is Weeb Wednesday with Mal.
Indeed. Also, I need
That's-
to actually change the title or the title of the stream.
Is it still on the last one?
Yeah.
That's yeah, fair enough. Hey, Twitch, give me the knock pop up. I don't know how to manually do this.
Yeah. Let me see.
Okay, I should probably turn the music down a little bit more. There we go.
All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. You could hover over my name to get the knock, but I'll do it this time.
Yeah, I wasn't getting the pop up when hovering over it, but whatever. I have accepted, but it won't let me turn on shared chat. What the fuck? Twitch, stop changing your shit.
There we go. I think.
Oh, the host has to enable it. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, yes. Hi. How have you been the last week?
I have been okay. So interesting gaming news. Uh, a
Yes.
a prequel to Bloodstained.
Oh wow, really?
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
into that.
Yeah, a
Like
full
that's
act.
that's the only Metroidvania I've ever really liked was the was Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Or
Yes,
was it
full
Symphony?
act
I think it's Ritual.
prequel in the style of Portrait of Ruin, which is to say, two characters that you can swap between.
Okay, fair enough.
I believe from the looks of it, it is basically bringing down the demon summoners, from, the alchemists from the
The
backstory.
ones that created Miriam and all them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I cannot believe that I actually remember what her name is. Because I played that game like fucking 8 years ago or whenever the hell it came out. I got it on GOG, I think.
Yeah.
When the fuck did that game come out? Google, inform me. 2019, so 6 years ago.
Yeah. But she
Speaking
seems.
of years,
Yeah, she seems.
tomorrow is my birthday.
Oh.
I'm gonna age into 30 while we're on stream today.
Excellent.
Fuck.
Uh,
I'm old now. I'm too old. I've become the old. God damn it. Ugh.
what does that make me?
I'm dude fucking old as well, fucker. We're all old up in here. All right, all of us. If I have to suffer, you guys do too.
Apparently.
Fuck, like I still feel like I'm 20 though.
Oh yeah. I
Like
mean,
mentally, you know?
I mean, age really, and this is such an old fucking person to say, but it's true. Age really only matters if you feel it matters.
Fucking boys, stop. I don't need you guys like fucking squealing at each other on the street, okay? Lay down, fat boy. But no, like I just I feel like I never like got older than like 19 or 20. Like I don't feel like a teenager or anything like that. I do feel like an adult, but I don't feel like I've been an adult for 10 years. I feel like I just turned an adult.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I also get that. And also, there's a degree of, at least with me, disability going, yeah, so you didn't actually do a lot of the hallmark things that other people did.
I'm fucking neither did I. Also, probably because of disability, honestly.
Yeah.
because I've been disabled since I was 23. All right, so for people wondering on the specific like number, like when I became disabled, it was like just after my 23rd birthday. At least I think so.
Yeah.
It might have. No, I'm pretty sure it was 23.
Yeah.
Fuck. Now I don't know. Hold on.
Also, a Final Fantasy Tactics remake about
Okay, yeah, 2018. Yes, go ahead.
release.
The Ivalice one.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I don't know that I'll buy it, but that's because I already bought it
Yeah. Though
a
there
long
are
time ago and I don't have access to it anymore. But like,
yeah,
huh.
there are extra story beats or alterations to
Like
story
the
beats.
game has been expanded.
Yes.
Well, that's good because like it was like tiny because of like the age of the game, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know exactly how much they've added. We'll have to see when reviews come out, but I'm at least interested because, especially because of the Final Fantasy 14 raid.
It was Stormblood, right?
Yep, Stormblood.
Yeah, because the Shadow Bringers raids were Tower at the Beach or whatever the fuck it was called. The series.
Yeah,
It was near.
yeah, it was near.
I ah, it was the fucking the 12 raids for Endwalker. That's right.
Yeah, yeah, it was the 12 raids, which, yeah, those still make me kind of mad. I like
Yeah.
I like the designs from them though, at least.
Oh
They're
yeah, the designs from them are fantastic, but like the way that played out just like pisses me off.
yeah, yeah.
I don't think it's poor writing. I think that the characters themselves are kind of shitty
Yeah,
for
I
what they
also
did.
think like I fundamentally disagree with the core philosophy.
Yeah, there's also that. It's kind of funny though that every expansion Final Fantasy 14 has had like a major side content story about like letting go and like finally dying and being okay with that. And then this game is still just like it's like fucking 14 years old now.
Yeah, yeah.
And
There is
it's
a
still
lot
just
of that.
like going along. Oh, speaking of Final Fantasy 14, I saw some articles the other day about like they were saying it's like, oh yeah, Final Fantasy 14 is like on the decline and everything. And it's like, no, it's not.
Dude,
Like
buddy.
the last expansion was released like a year ago. Of course, there aren't as many reoccurring and new players now. They already did the thing.
Yeah, they
They
did
already played it.
yeah, they did the thing. A lot of people come back, do the patch content when the new thing is about to come out. Or just after it comes out, even, some of them.
Which is what we're probably gonna fucking do.
Yeah, once it's closer and we know what it is and how soon it's gonna come out, we'll get ready.
Like, I love Final Fantasy, but like, I'm not gonna play it every day for 6 years straight. You know, like I'm gonna stop playing it after I've done the thing, and
Yeah,
then I'm
yeah,
gonna pick it back up again when the expansion comes out. Like,
yeah,
this is a normal thing for fucking MMOs and all games in general. Actually, like genuinely, like fucking Assault and Sanctuary had a player resurgence when like the enhanced combat update came out. Because of course it did. It was a new twist on the game that everyone liked, you know? So of course like people went to play it. But if you look at like Steam concurrent players right now, it's like 30 dudes. 30 people are playing it right now. It's not a dead game. It's just people are done with it. Fuck.
yeah. It's like, okay, okay, think
Like
PC.
this is like it's not gods. Fuck. I hate that. Games can be done and you can be done with a game. It's fine.
Yeah,
That
like I
doesn't mean
said
the
when
game
we
is on the
brought that up
decline
the
or
first
anything.
time, it's
Fuck.
capitalism, not even once.
Yeah, gods.
Because that's the
It's
thing,
not
is,
like they're not live service games, damn it.
yeah,
Live service is just like such a stupid thing to begin with, but it's not like Overwatch or Valorant or something where it lives and dies on people playing it literally every day.
yeah, no, it's not one of those. Yes, it has a subscription, but that's not. It's not the same. And not everybody does the raid tiers. You know, does the ultimate raids and whatnots.
Yeah, like I don't do the ultimate raids. I rarely even do Savage. I only do Savage when I can fucking out level it and just like get my loot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll let people who enjoy like solving that puzzle solve the puzzle, and then once it's solved, I'll go do it
Yeah,
for
absolutely. Like,
cool stuff.
yeah, yeah. Like, I'm glad people who enjoy it have that enjoyment, but it's just not for me. And that's the thing is, and that's the thing that I think works for Final Fantasy XIV is it covers so many people's different interests. Because it is very much a Final Fantasy game first and MMO second.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, I have to go for a minute because my housemate has decided to interrupt us again.
Oh boy.
So,
Alright, be right back,
yeah,
folks.
yeah. I'll be right. Hi, we're back.
Yes, hello, we
Or
are
I'm
back.
back anyway. I don't know if Mal left, but I did.
Yes, we are back.
Anyhow, um, the fuck were we talking about? It was games, right? Final Fantasy and it being declining or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
it's just like Endwalker and Dawn Trail were some of the biggest booms in player count that the game has ever had, period, ever.
Yeah.
And like, I don't. Yeah, sure, some of those players aren't going to come back. That's fine though. That's kind of normal. Some people like try a game and then just don't get back to it.
Yeah. Some
It's
people,
fine.
yeah, some people hear, hey, my friend likes this. I'm gonna try it. And then you're like, not for me. And that's okay. But the problem is, capitalism requires constant growth, and that is literally impossible. It is against the laws of the universe.
Yeah. I always bring that up too. It's like, because like one of the reasons why I say it like that all the time is because of there's actually a song by Muse on the album Second Law about it. And
Yeah.
it's like unlimited growth or endless growth is unsustainable or what have you. I don't remember the exact quote now, but it's one of my favorite songs by Muse. And yeah, it's true because of the second law of thermodynamics. You can't endlessly grow.
Yeah.
Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be used up in changed forms, and we can't reverse that. We will run out of resources.
Yeah, it is just literally impossible. Eventually, things will either have to be pared back or reach an equilibrium. But if you're in equilibrium, if you are making money, but you're not making more money than last year, capitalism considers you a failure. And I'm like,
Yeah, at least though that like the people, the execs in charge of Final Fantasy 14 seem to understand that because they don't like really push Yoshi P to do too much about it.
yeah, because Yoshi P is
They're
one
just
of
like,
the
it works.
yeah, it is one of the few things keeping them keeping Squeenix afloat.
Which honestly, like on one hand, I'm kind of like burn fucker because Squeenix. But on the other hand, I'm kind of like, yeah, Yoshi P deserves that for the most part.
Yeah, but my Final
Like I
Fantasy
can't say
14.
much about the man personally, but like so far his decisions and design philosophies and everything, like they work.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah, they're roughly okay.
Like of course, like I first off, I'm illiterate and can't read Japanese. So even if there were articles like talking about his business practices and like how he treats um, his team members, I couldn't read them.
Yep, but
But
from
also, I haven't heard anything from people who aren't illiterate. So
yeah, from all evidence, pretty fucking good person. Uh, a lot of yeah, no, my workers, you cannot continue to work endlessly. I am mandating you take vacation, kind of thing.
yeah, at the very least, like working under Yoshi P is not working at a black company, which is bare minimum, but also
Yeah, it's something.
like when you've got the leadership we've got in the U.S., like the bare minimum becomes something to be praised.
Little bit, little bit.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, unfortunately,
anyhow,
but such as it is.
yep, such is life, I suppose. Unfortunately, god damn it, fucking.
Also, you need another captioner link.
Oh, do I already? Fuck, I hadn't even checked yet. Yes, I do. God damn. All right. Thank you. It's been a while since we had to actually like do that midstream.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Seems to be working, I think.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Everything's back. Cool. So I've also like over the weekend and like the rest of the week, I completed Salt and Sanctuary once to remember where stuff is for my playthrough with Nate so we don't miss anything. Because like Salt and Sanctuary is one of those games where it's easy to miss stuff, not just because it's a Souls-like, but also because it's a Metroidvania.
Yep.
It's got the Metroidvania style of design of the world. So like you gotta like go back to places when you unlock new movement abilities. And there's actually one that I can remember right now that we didn't go get yesterday, and it's gonna bother me because I probably won't remember it during the stream on Tuesday, but then I'll fucking remember it like an hour afterwards, and it'll piss me off. But anyway, I really like Salt and Sanctuary. I also really like Salt and Sacrifice. I like them both. I like them a lot.
Yeah, I much prefer. I do kind of prefer Salt and Sanctuary's design to Salt and Sacrifice, but neither are bad games.
Yeah, I think like the big determination there is like some people don't like Monster Hunter and that style of gameplay where you fight the same thing a couple times to get the stuff. I don't mind. And in fact, like being able to refight bosses is pretty fucking cool. It's not all the bosses, of course. Like I can't refight, say, the Green Huntsman or fucking what are they called? The two that remain, something like that.
Yeah. Or that.
Or whatever. They're in like the fourth area, the Dreadstone Peak. It's the intro boss. Those guys, I can't refight them, and I can't fight the dragon at the top again, but I can fight all the mages, and there are more mage bosses than there are non-mage bosses. So, being able to refight a boss whenever I want is pretty nice. I like that.
Yeah, that is absolutely fair. Yeah, I also think people kind of have a problem with this fucker's interrupting me while I'm trying to make progress on the map.
Well, I mean, there's that, but like you can just go past them.
True.
And most of the time, mages don't spawn unless you're already on a mage hunt. So, yeah. When you are on a mage hunt, though, good fucking luck. There's gonna be like 10 of the bastards.
Yeah, like I remember that. That is one of those things. It's like, yeah, we're on a mage.
But I like
hunt,
that.
and
So,
then now there are several fucking mages.
but I like that. So especially since they'll fight each other, it's great.
That is true. That I did appreciate that.
They fight each other. They fight the random mobs on the map. Like, it's great. I love it.
Yeah, like it would absolutely be actually shit design if they didn't fight each other in the mobs, but they.
Oh yeah, that would genuinely be bad design. But like, I don't know. Like all the trailers and everything did talk about like, hey, you're gonna go hunt mages a lot. So like when
Yeah.
people like started it up and like got mad that it wasn't more Salt and Sanctuary, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? James was not exactly obtuse about this. He did not hide this. You
Yeah,
knew what this is gonna be.
honestly, I kind of feel like you could have just named it something else.
Well, I mean, he wanted to use the same setting that he already had.
I guess.
Which, like, according to him, like during interviews and shit like that, he did say that like he always wanted to make that mage hunting game, but couldn't when he made Salt and Sanctuary. So,
Yeah,
like, Salt and Sacrifice is what he always wanted to make. Salt and Sanctuary is just what came out of his abilities and technology at the time.
yeah, okay. I mean, fair enough. I mean, if that's what you wanted to make, but I kind of see why people are disappointed if they weren't, like, constantly looking at information about an upcoming game.
Yeah, I mean, I could see like being disappointed that it's not what you want, but like to give it a poor review because of that, it just
Yeah,
it grates on me.
yeah,
Like review the game as it is. It's not a sequel either. Like it's not continuing the story. So like the first game has no bearing on it aside from expanded lore. You know,
yeah.
it's not
Granted,
like reviewing fucking Mass Effect 2 or something like that, where it's like a direct continuation of the story and game mechanics and everything. You know, and when the mechanics change that much and the style of gameplay changes that much, yeah, okay, you can be disappointed in that because like it's not that much like the first game.
yeah.
That
Some
should
people
affect your
are going
fucking review
to
at that point,
rate
but
based on their disappointment rather than.
that just annoys me honestly because like Salt and Sacrifice does not deserve to be on mixed reviews on Steam. Like it really doesn't. And if you look at all the fucking reviews of the game too, like they just keep saying like, ah, yeah, I wanted more Salt and Sanctuary, but this isn't that. It's, well, motherfucker, go play Salt and Sanctuary then. I
Yeah,
don't know. But speaking of that, like people giving poor reviews to a game that they simply don't like and not judging it based on its own merits and everything, uh, which is generally fine, I guess. But when they phrase it like it's objective fact or whatever, that's what it bothers me.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but like I've also been replaying Bloodborne a lot lately. Right over the weekend, I decided, fuck it, I'll load up the game and I'll fix my capture card and see what's going on here. And like honestly, the only complaints that I really have about it are like the same things that I was complaining about back then. It's that like stuff doesn't auto restock from your stash, and that's it. That's really it. That's
yeah.
the only complaint.
Yeah, it's just kind of quality of life stuff, like uh, having to, having to go back to the hub area and going through,
Yeah, like
unnecessary loading screens.
yeah, especially with how long the loading screens are. If they were like snappy quick, like 10 seconds, they'd be fucking fine. But it's not because the loading screens take a literal minute
Yep.
just to fucking like recover those 6 fucking Molotovs you used in that last boss fight. Fuck, dude, it
Yeah,
sucks.
exactly. Like,
But like people are always complaining about like, yeah, you got to go farm blood vials and shit. It's like, well, no, you don't. Actually, if you're like playing the game as they intend you to play it, which is to fucking hunt, to be aggressive, to keep going, to use your rally system.
yeah, granted, like, if you fuck up a boss enough, you kind of do have
Yeah, but
to.
that's also like a side of like, hey, go cool off a little bit, go do something else.
Yeah. It's just one of those
There's
things.
always chalice. There's always chalice dungeons to do. I know people don't like them, but I fucking do.
Yeah. It is just something that is kind of unnecessary in design, because people are now used to the more, like, Estus system.
Yeah, but like the design philosophy of Bloodborne is different from Elden Ring and Dark Souls.
Yeah.
You don't have safe havens. You're supposed to go and hunt constantly. That's why you also only get 2 shields in the entire game, and they both suck.
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to be defensive. You're not supposed to like hang back and be cautious. You're supposed to dive in and get your hands wet. Literally, stick them hands in their guts and rip out their rib cages.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, but it's definitely
Like
one
it's
of
a
those
different
things.
style of game. It's still a Souls game, but it's a different style of it. And like,
Yeah, but I think people have squarely decided they just do not like uh, the healing items being consumables as a only option.
I don't know. Like maybe it's just because like I played too many like RPGs when I was younger, but like the healing items being consumable is just like normal to me.
Yeah,
Dark Souls is weird for not having consumable healing items. For having them refresh every time you sit down at a bonfire.
yeah,
That's the weird one.
yeah. That is the outlier in that sort of thing, but people prefer it more because it allows them to suck at a video game and not have to re-get their healing to max.
Fucking get good, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean that's not saying that people who are bad at a video game shouldn't be somewhat catered to, because sometimes, you just really are having a problem with a boss, or you're having a problem with an area.
Oh yeah, like definitely, but like I still think that that's a sign to like go do something else for a minute. Like go fucking fight something else.
Yeah, but I think too many Souls
Reset the brain,
players.
untilt, that's that sort of thing.
Yeah, but so many Souls players are like, let's hit our head against this brick wall until it breaks.
Yeah. I mean, like I do understand that impulse, but at the same time, it just go do something else for a couple minutes. Calm down, untilt.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, Bloodborne's a pretty good game overall.
Like I wish some things in Bloodborne came back in like Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3, but it fucking didn't. Like I know everyone hates Chalice dungeons, and I know I'm the weird one for liking them, but damn it, they're cool.
They are cool. But yeah, most people aren't keen on that kind of procedurally generated content.
But fucking roguelikes, like my level of roguelikes is what got me into Dark Souls to begin with, because someone described it to me like it was Dark Souls, like it was a roguelike. And it is. If you fuck up, you'll lose shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are roguelike elements in there. Let's see.
The other part was just like people tell me that, like, oh yeah, the enemies play by the same rules as you, and I was like, okay, that seems pretty fucking cool. It's a like an action roguelike where the enemies play by the same rules as you, and I'm just like, sick. Let's go.
Yeah,
So when we got like procedurally generated stuff in the challenge dungeons, I was like, cool, excellent, more shit for me to do.
yeah, absolutely. Which I can understand enjoying that. I am so intensely focused on story though that I need a lot of story content given to me, so I can't do Chalice dungeons for long periods of time. But you don't fucking have to.
Yeah, I suppose like you would do the non procedurally generated chalice dungeons and call it a day,
Basically, yeah.
which is what I do most of the time. But sometimes I just want to like go fight shit in a dungeon. So I take the root chalice to the altar. It's like, okay, let's go fight shit in a dungeon.
But yes, what kind of spawned the cat's desire for the Bloodborns is a video. It's being reminded of it via Cupcake Souls, which is
Yes.
a YouTube creator that.
And then I started watching challenge runs, and I was like, all right, well, I'm in too deep now.
Yeah, yeah. But
All right,
yeah,
I'm going back to it. Let's go.
yeah, does some great video essays on uh, specifically gender uh, for
Yeah.
the Bloodborne and the Dark Souls 2 video.
Gods, I have like 300 hours in Bloodborne, not counting this most recent character. It's my most played Souls games by far, aside from Elden Ring, and that's because Elden Ring is Elden Ring, and I have like 1,200 hours in that.
Yeah, Elden Ring is fucking huge.
And I've beaten the game like 6 or 7 times too, like full clear. So
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Steamo is enjoying Night Rain.
that's good. Because like Night Rain is also something I'm interested in, but I ain't got any money and I don't got anyone to play with. So
That is very fair. Yeah.
because
I
like
mean,
I mean, Night Rain is exactly what I was just talking about. It's roguelike Elden Ring, you know?
it is a
Like I'm
roguelike.
into that shit. Let's go.
You start in different areas of the map. There are different little areas to find and different weapons to get. Sometimes you have a real good run where you get a nice legendary weapon. Sometimes you don't.
Sorry, my cat was making faces at me, so I had to make faces back. You know how it is.
I am I am also looking forward
Yes, Ember.
to Dusk Bloods.
I can't remember if that's gonna be like only Switch or not.
Uh, is that only Switch? I don't.
Available by From Software, published. Yeah, Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah. Yep. No PC. Platform for Nintendo Switch 2 only. So I will never play it because I'm not paying Nintendo for like another fucking console.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. I am waiting for an extensive like library before I touch it.
Yeah, like I bought PS4 just to play Bloodborne, and I've played it in Neo 2 on my PS4. That's all I've used it for in like fucking 6 years. Like technically, I do have like the Spyro remastered series on there, and something else. Hold on, let me take a look.
Granted, I'm not like too much wanting to check out Dusk Bloods myself as much as watch other people play it, just because it is another multiplayer looking title.
Yeah, that's fair. See important health and safety warnings in the settings menu. Yeah, fuck off. All right, let's see. Right, Control. I played Control on here as well. Yeah, that's right. And the Surge 2. How did I forget? I completed the Surge 2 on PS4. Damn it! I got Final Fantasy VII Remake for free because I was a PSN member at the time, and I can't play it because I don't have PSN anymore.
Oh,
Shit,
dang.
that sucks. No, well, I'm not paying Sony to let me use my own goddamn internet.
Yeah.
I refuse. Just absolutely categorically refuse.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It kind of sucks that the consoles all went that way. Um, but yeah, so we've been going for a little while. Let us talk about To Be Hero X.
Yes, To Be Hero X.
Yeah, we'll start there.
Let me pull up that fucking image real quick. To Be Hero X. Oh, I never renamed Record of Lodos War, the fucking image thing in my OBS. I need to rename that to Escaflowne. There we go. Okay. All right. Yes. Proceed when ready. I am ready.
Yeah,
We are here.
so how we start the episode is Cyan and our boyo here checking out a new guitar that actually has some visual effect to it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool too.
Yeah, and we're not
Got
sure.
whenever they like pluck the strings, like it fucking sprays some light motes, which
Yeah,
I think is really neat.
there's motes of light, and we see later in the episode it can actually cover a pretty wide area.
Yeah. She lights up a city block with it, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Uh, yeah, let's see. Luo. Okay, Luo is his name.
Yes, Luo.
But yeah, apparently this orphanage was made to nurture heroes because the director of the orphanage was a hero once himself, but did
Oh,
not
hold
remain
on.
in the spotlight for long.
Boys, stop. Lay down. Sorry, the cats were starting to fight. Anyway, go ahead. Yes.
So yeah, they point out, yeah, they know about heroes, they know what trust value is, they're not ignorant. And one of the orphanage workers goes, What sacred maiden? Uh, Literally is just nurturing her into a good luck charm. Yeah, and of course that kind of feeds into Cyan going, yeah, I'm fucking done with this. And then we have the OP, which the OP is real nice. And now we cut to where episode 8 ended. And we kind of see how his wind powers really react. It is something, all right. It's almost more like he has invisible arms. Luo actually goes ahead and interferes, hits the guy with a guitar, and all Cyan can do really is run. Meanwhile, Luo is using his bad luck to apparently cause the driver that we saw, the delivery driver, who had been working hard, to fall asleep at the wheel. And even holds on to the director to really force him to get hit. They both managed to survive this, but it is enough for her to run. It does kind of look a little ridiculous to see her skating away, though. At least a little bit. And yeah, she's obviously pretty fucking upset. I mean, it doesn't help that she doesn't really have anywhere to go. She just kind of huddles up in a city. And yeah, she decides to play the guitar to kind of console herself.
Like some guy walks by and drops like what looks like a gold coin. I guess this is the money that they use.
Yeah. And is starting to light up the city. He does kind of drop it from a distance, too. It is a little weird how far away he was. I don't think that's Hero X, but
Yeah, I don't think so. It was like some dude in like a tan suit, if I recall, or maybe it's a black suit.
it's a black suit.
I'm pretty sure the hairstyle is different than
Yeah,
Hero
but the
X's like
yeah
civilian
hairstyle
form,
is
though.
different. But yeah, she's like, yeah, I want to help, but I have to become self-sufficient.
Yeah, like she needs money and all that shit first.
Yeah, which she tries for a lotto ticket, but unfortunately her trust value isn't as high anymore.
Yeah, which when her trust value starts coming back, that's when I would have done it, right? Like,
Yeah, but she hadn't checked her value because she hadn't
let's
thought
see.
about it. But she had gone back down to 9.
Let's just skip ahead. I'm gonna have a look and see that fucking guy again. Where you at?
But she starts playing out by a fountain and getting more and more people, and because she's genuinely good at what she's doing. She
Well, I mean,
manages.
it might be Hero X. Like, dude's got glasses on and everything.
Yeah,
Hmm. I doubt it, but like, it would be interesting if it was.
yeah. But yeah, she starts getting more money. She's able to get herself new shoes, get herself some food. Uh, New leggings, because, yeah, those got fuckered. But
I think
then
she also buys herself shoes, right?
yeah, yeah, she bought herself shoes.
Shoes, new leggings, etc. Yeah, like some kind of wrap to put around the guitar after it got damaged, which I think is actually like a really sweet thing.
Yeah. Is able to
You're
get
okay.
herself some
Stop yelling
fast
at me.
food. And she's very happy with
Which
that.
she seems to enjoy a lot. It's very cute.
But then the cultists start to find her again.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
And we see the reporter again talking about her.
Significantly older, of course.
Yeah.
But of course he would be. It's been like, 15 years or whatever since like he found her.
Yeah.
And
And
therefore since we saw him last.
yeah, and we have some blonde guy who wants to sign her on as a hero.
No idea who that guy is yet, but
Yeah. And then unfortunately we have the cultists show up to ruin her.
yeah, they start praying to her in public and everything, and she's just like, "What the fuck, man? Go away!"
Yeah, go away. So she just goes into an alley.
Did she introduce herself? I'm pretty sure she did. The scout,
Let's see.
or maybe she just said she's from that company. I don't know.
Let's see. So her trust value has gone up significantly, actually. She is
Yeah, it's
in.
because like people know her now.
Yeah.
I wonder
Let's see. She is
what the
in.
director Dickbag told them to lower her trust value in the first place.
Yeah, she is in the 5 digits. Yeah, but allow me to introduce myself. I'm Ken of DOS. Huh.
What?
Is that a Chinese name?
Ken? Maybe. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. She might also just be Japanese or something. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
That could also just be basically like a code name, the same that heroes get.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, and she's like, all right, you can sign me on as a hero, but uh, on one condition, I need to look for somebody.
Which is weird that they didn't immediately find him. Because, like, she knows his name and also where he is, or was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, though I guess it's a matter of getting access to the orphanage.
I guess. I don't know.
Either that or they changed locations.
I doubt it because like the courtyard later on looked the same, like the same place.
Yeah. Uh,
But
because
I fucking they might have just built it the same. I don't know.
But yeah, Luo, we see he's survived. He's got some injuries though.
Yeah, head injury, broke his arm. Looks like maybe his shoulder.
Yeah. And he's
No,
listening to the
no,
radio,
because
which is
he
the
got a splint on
only
his arm.
Yeah, and he's listening to the radio, which is the only thing in this room.
And judging by director Dickbag's and like behavior later, it doesn't seem like he's punishing the kid either. So it's weird that he doesn't have anything in there with him. Maybe he's just like refusing anything. I don't know.
Maybe. But yeah, he's like, "Oh, you should just forget about her for her sake." Which I
Which is fucking stupid.
yeah. Unless
That
he's
that's such
thinking,
like that's an incredibly ridiculous idea.
yeah, it is a ridiculous idea. The only thing I could think of is maybe the bad luck he thinks will apply to her or something.
Yeah, no, it won't. Hey, he's got a trust value of like fucking 15 or something like that. There's no way it's affecting her when her luck is that good and she has that many fucking people believing in her. No way.
And then he says, I still have one more thing to tell you about her. And then we get fucking tinnitus noise. Rather
You know, we
than
get
like.
tinnitus as a fucking like as he's whispering in this kid's ear. And he's like, come on, man, I want to know. What were you saying? Let me know.
But he
What the fuck?
definitely looks not great after being told this.
Yeah, and it does seem like his something happens afterwards as well.
Yeah,
Not
cause,
really sure what.
yeah, because we cut to a Cyan concert, but then
And she talks about like playing, you know, like it talks about Luo and like how he taught her how to play guitar and taught her this song that he wrote and some other shit. And then it's cutting back and forth between the concert and what's happening
orphanage, which
at the
is
orphanage.
yeah, it kind of seems like everybody
Nothing good.
got zombified, kind of.
Yeah, something like that. It definitely looks like zombies, and we get a shot of the director as well, but it looks like he's actually semi-lucid as well, which is weird.
Yeah,
So, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Maybe the director decided that if he can't be a hero, he'll be a villain.
maybe. That's the only thing I could think is he decided to trigger like a villain. But yeah, everybody else's eyes are completely darkened. However, his has turned red. But he still has them. He still, like, the lights are on, kind of thing.
Yeah, like they're focused. He's not like drifting, and he does like sit up in his chair very purposefully.
Yeah, and we can see like the tendrils of his power there, which I think we just entirely misinterpreted that as wind powers. But the truth
Yeah, I
is,
think so. Like, because I remember like last stream we talked about it being like wind or telekinesis or something. Nah, I think like that's some weird fucking invisible tentacle shit.
yeah. But yeah, real good, and the end of the ED is actually pretty good too, because I think that's a different song than what they've been using so far.
Maybe I'd have to go back and listen to both EDs, but I didn't notice it being different. So I don't know. Like it
But
didn't
yeah,
stick out to me as being different, and you know how I am with music.
but yeah, good episode. Like
Yeah,
I,
very good episode. I am very invested in Lucky Cyan's story, where I wasn't all that invested in Isol's story, which is kind of I don't know why, but like
I think it kind of
Linling and Lucky Cyan have been like way more immediately interesting to me than
yeah, which I think part
Isol was.
yeah, I think part of it with Isol is again, it is it was haunted entirely by what was occurring. What had occurred just at just in Lin Ling's story.
Yeah, that's true.
Like we knew whoever like unless there were just two Esols operating, whoever won the Esol contest was an enemy. And I don't know.
Maybe we still don't know what the fuck's going on there. So like,
Yeah, it definitely it just constantly made that feel off. Where with Lucky Cyan, we don't get any of that, and I think they
I
are
think I'm
being.
also just like not interested in that guy.
I mean,
Whoever,
that's
like, I can't
also
remember his name
fair.
now. Shang Chao? No, I think that's the other guy.
Yeah,
Something. Whoever it is, I'm just like not interested in that guy. He's just classic anime protagonist style, you know?
yeah, that's very fair. I'm kind of interested in the kind of
Nobody love
person he
me, I
is.
have crush, etc.
I'm kind of interested in the person he is now, but that's
Oh yeah,
next.
definitely. I'm much more interested in that.
Yeah, I want to know exactly like what his mental state is, what he thinks, why he's acting the way he's acting. But for the
Yeah.
build up, I
And
think
also whether or not he actually did shoot Moon in the head.
yeah,
Because we don't know that. We have no idea what happened there. He
yeah,
could have been there to try and save her.
maybe. But we did see some blue go towards her head.
It's true, yeah.
But I think it's working well for me now because I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see why I would feel conflicted. I'm not sure if I want Lin Ling to win and become X, or if I want somebody like Lucky Cyan to become X.
Yeah, I think that's why they're showing us all the backgrounds before they get to the actual contest. So that like you don't have a set protagonist in your brain. Of course, like Lin Ling is going to be the set protagonist for most people because he's the first character, like first perspective character we get. But I
Yeah.
don't know about that. I don't.
Yeah, now I'm not so set on that to, because I can go, yeah,
And knowing my luck, the person that I end up rooting for is not going to be the person who wins.
maybe, but
Or
you've
maybe
been,
fucking everyone will die. I don't know.
granted, you've been on the ball with some predictions.
It's true. I have. I
Um,
am very smart.
but yeah, like, I can go,
It's almost
yeah,
like I've been writing for, 2 decades.
but yeah, I can go, Lucky Cyan would make a good X.
And her ability already is like to an extent a reality alteration,
Yeah, to at least a degree. At the
Like
very
that would
least,
synergize so well with the kind of power that she would get from being X.
yeah, absolutely. Um, and again, X is the only one so far that isn't working with the company. We'll have to see exactly what happens with Lin Ling after we get back to him.
Yeah, I'm sure he's still with what's her face?
maybe,
Miss J. There we go.
yeah, maybe he's still with
Took
Trima,
me a second.
but I'm kind of,
I think so because like he did sign a contract as himself, and once he started getting his trust value back, you saw like Miss J's fucking reaction. So of course she wants him back.
oh
Like she
yeah.
would definitely renegotiate that contract.
Granted, we did kind of see the fact that other people are looking to scout him, so we're not 100% on that. I
It's true, but I think that he'll stay with Treatment
we
just
will,
because like he already knows the some of the people there. You know,
yeah, we will have to
he already
see.
knows the
I have to
handler and all that shit.
imagine wherever he goes, Miss J will be there.
That's also true. She could leave whatever company. She could leave Treeman to go to whatever company that he goes to just to like keep working with him, because she's invested in that boy. You can tell by her reaction.
Yeah, she was very much like, fucking go for it, fucking kick his ass. When going up against God Eye.
Yeah, that's still just such a fucking hype fight though. Like that was very good.
Yeah, that was just a well executed fight. Really, really did set the tone for Linling.
Yeah, Linling's story very like shonen triumphant, which makes me think that Moon really is dead.
Yeah, yeah. Which is
Because
unfortunate.
you gotta bring down that kind of like you gotta kick that noble bright world in the nuts if you're gonna have a dystopian thing like they've been going for with everyone else.
Yeah, my main question though will have to be fucking why.
Yeah, why and who and what the fuck?
Oh, and it does sting a little bit more if that is Yan Yang or whatever the fuck his name was.
Something.
Uh,
We should have written it down somewhere, but we didn't.
yeah, we never do, and I'm already horrible with names.
Yeah, I'm horrible with names and I'm not good with Chinese names specifically, so
Yeah, but
I can
regardless,
remember Linling's because like it's really simple.
yeah, and it was very much. It's first, it's simple. Second, I kind of like was trying to school myself to not constantly call him. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, fucking nice. Um,
Yeah, that's like I also remember Moon's name, but only the translation of Moon. I don't actually remember what her act like her literal name is, what they were saying audibly. All I remember is like in the subtitles they called her Moon. So that's all I got.
yeah, yeah, like Moon is an easy name to remember for us. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure part of it was the honorific that means little, as in like it's a diminutive
yeah,
sort of honorific to like imply cuteness or what have you, which is Zhao. Xiao,
yeah,
for people who are wondering how that's romanized. And the reason why I know that specifically is because there was a stickman fighting animation series called Xiao Xiao that I watched when I was young. It's like the only Chinese word that I know is Xiao.
yeah. Um, I know that one because of Yang Xiaolong from Ruby.
Oh yeah. Hmm. I don't know if it means the same thing in her name though.
It does. My
Oh neat.
sunny little dragon is what her dad calls her.
Is that like actually part of her surname or something then?
Yeah, yep, little dragon.
Hmm. Dragon is usually romanized differently in from Chinese with two O's, not one.
Hmm? Well, they decided to go this way. But yeah, but anyway, what I was saying is if that was Isol that killed her, it's this kind of full circle thing where he's now killed somebody that means a lot to somebody else who does want to be a hero.
Yeah. Which, of course, like there's been several years in between the end of the Easel story and uh Lin Ling's story. So like obviously there could be a lot of like different things that he went through to become that, but it still like makes me wonder like what turned that kid into this,
Yeah, what
into
it
like a straight up assassin slash murderer.
yeah, what exactly makes him so militant now? Like what what did Uncle Rock tell him?
Yeah, fucking I don't know.
So there's
But I'm also like super interested in like finding out what the fuck is up with all the kids at the orphanage and all the adults and everything. Like what the hell happened?
yeah, like what is that change in power? Like how did
Yeah, is that something that the director did, or is that Luo's power going out of control?
yeah, that is also
It could
another
be either, because it reminded me a lot of when Enlighter took the device and became a villain and started using fear.
yeah, it's definitely like there is a degree of fear value going on. That much I
Yeah, there's something going on there.
it's just I don't know if he used fear value on himself or he used fear value on Luo.
Yeah, that's a great question. Because it does seem like he still had the same power and Enlighter didn't.
At least not
At least as
entirely.
far as I could tell.
Like he kind
Yeah,
of
it
did,
was
but kind
something
of didn't.
different. It was like the same thing but twisted, I guess,
Yeah,
is
so
the way that I describe it.
yeah, so it could be.
And I don't see how misfortune could cause a zombified state out in an area like that, right?
Yeah, whereas I can kind of see like invisible puppet strings thing with the
Yeah,
director.
exactly. Because like it's essentially telekinesis through the manipulation of invisible tentacles, right? So
Yeah.
if you just extrapolate that out into tendrils or threads instead, there you go.
Yeah, we'll have to see exactly what's going on with him, but I am definitely invested and I'm like, okay, if Cyan gets to self-actualize and be a like decent character, even if she doesn't get to be X, I can go,
I think
yeah,
that yeah,
okay.
that's good enough.
Yeah, like that's at least something where I'm like not as bothered by what happened to
I
Moon
wonder
exactly.
what Cyan's motivation for becoming X is gonna be. Because Lin Ling, of course, just wants to be like the best hero. You know, he just wants to see how far he can get, pretty much.
Yeah, whereas I think Cyan to some degree is going to want to champion people who, like her, were being manipulated. Like, somehow to some degree change the systems that are going on.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, fucking reporter dude, he really should have just taken that kid in.
Yeah, you should have had like, here you go, adopted daughter.
Yeah, give your daughter a little sister.
Actually, we don't know if they're the different ages.
Yeah, that's right. We
Think about
don't
it.
know if they're actually that different in age. But you really could have just fucking taken her in rather than giving her to an orphanage. Unless your money was like that bad, but it didn't seem like it was.
Yeah, but we also saw him with his daughter like 10, 15 years later, right?
Yeah, and a decent
So it
amount.
could have actually been that bad at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, so we don't know for sure. So that might be a reason, but we never really got a reason why it was like, oh yeah, you should probably take this girl in. Other than him going, yeah, it's probably better that you take this girl in.
Yeah, he like the guy did seem semi trusted by most people at the
Yeah,
time,
yeah, it seemed
probably because of his past as a hero.
yeah, he had passed as a hero, and his goal was to try and get kids to be heroes. Like, kind of be a fucked up Professor Xavier.
Yeah, I was gonna say, kind of Professor X-ish.
But yeah, just not great.
I think the more we see of each character's backstory, the more interested I am in seeing the next characters as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I am more. I am very interested in us getting to Queen eventually.
Yeah, that will be interesting because like her and Cyan are the same generation as far as we can tell.
Yeah, like they are very close in ages, if not the exact age. So who knows? Maybe he was just like, "Hey, I've already got one infant daughter. You might want to take in the toddler here." But yeah, it will be interesting to see that. I am also interested in Lolly because she does seem to be about the same age as Cyan.
Also that, yeah, but holy shit, that was bracing. I just had the undead giant in the cat like the tombs like leap at me, and I killed it with a shot from my handgun midair as it
Excellent.
was coming at me. It was like, oh god, my heart stopped for a second there. Fuck. Oh boy. Ah. Anyway, yeah. Honestly, of the heroes that we have left to go through, I don't think I'm very interested in Dragon Boy, to be honest.
I am, if only because I kind of want to see what brings somebody to that state of being.
Yeah. Plus, his power seems to be like just being super fucking durable,
Yeah,
which is kind of fucked. Like, if that's your only superpower, you're fighting other superpowered people, that's oh boy.
yeah,
I I don't feel good about that one.
yeah. Granted, I kind of want to see the fights there, but that's for when we actually get to the fights.
Yeah.
All right, let's go because I want to see. Scroll.
Are you looking up all the heroes?
Yeah, there we go. So yeah. Oh, they have now added Lin Ling to the graphics. Good.
Oh, finally. Because they didn't last week when I
Yeah,
looked at
yeah,
it.
yeah. But now
They
he
didn't have
appears
like
on the.
what's his hero name? The Everyman or something like that.
That's his subtitle. He's just Lin Ling.
Excellent. I do like that genuinely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
But
that's just
yeah,
kind of hilarious to me. I love it when heroes are just like, "Fuck it, we're doing it live. Give him my real name. I don't give a shit."
yeah, and it means something because because of the situation, he introduced himself to the world as. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah, because he wasn't even trying to introduce himself as a hero there. Like he was just trying to do the right thing, just being a lad.
Yeah, yeah, being a lad. And, like, yeah, like, I do like that he has that just one little lock of hair that's white still.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I wonder what power set he's gonna have.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be in a similar vein, but it might morph a bit now that he doesn't have to be as clean cut.
Yeah, because all we saw during the fight at the end there was him having explosive power.
Yeah, he just had explosive strength, and that's it. It's things we saw. So we don't even know if he can fly anymore.
Yeah,
Uh,
that'll be a pain to get used to if if that's you losing your power to fly. Imagine stepping off a building and expecting yourself to like float and being like, "Oh fuck, never mind, never mind."
but yeah, let's see
Thanks,
here.
man, eater boar.
Queen, I'm interested in. Dragon Boy, I am interested in, like, how he got to that point, and maybe some of his fights. Ghost Blade kind of feels straightforward, but maybe
Watch him have like the most like non-Ghost Blade backstory ever.
that would be kind of great. The Johnny's is interesting just because it is two people or two entities.
Yeah, because it's a duo. Like that alone has me interested.
Yeah, like that dynamic will be interesting, and I kind of want the Johnnies to go up against Ahu.
Against Dio.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that could be interesting.
Yeah, that could be a good fight.
Although the Johnnies from their description seem to have like a berserker type power, so
Yeah. And then, yeah, Lolly seemed interesting just as a mech hero, mechanical tech hero.
yeah. Her being like a mech hero to begin with, just like is interesting. I wonder if she has any like hero abilities that she can use when she's not in the mech.
Yeah. I have to imagine at the very least, like, she can kind of Tony Stark mech suit herself.
I mean, probably, yeah. Yeah, she probably summon the damn thing at least.
Yeah, and, yeah, went to a bar with somebody, I don't know who. I don't think that's Cyan now that I look at her.
Do Lolly?
Yeah, I looked at her trailer a little bit. But yeah, I am interested in where this is going.
Well, Tomb Dweller, that would be smart if you actually fired as soon as I came through the fucking doorway, but you didn't.
Oh, also, she actually, it looks like she might actually be, let me see. Yeah, because she actually
Yes.
does punch, like, a machine. Oh, yeah, she turns her fist into, like, a jet or something in that trailer. So, yeah, she can
Okay.
at least summon the shits.
It has been a while since I actually watched all of their
Yeah.
things.
But
It's
yeah,
been
it's
like
one
what,
of
like
those
over a month?
punching bag, like, test your strength things.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
And she turns her, yeah, part of her fist into, like, a jet or a gun or something and breaks the fucking machine.
Yeah, that's fair. I might do the same thing, to be honest. Fuck
Yeah,
those
yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah. Just fucking. Sometimes you just want to show off a little. Um, not as keen on her hero name. I'm wondering if that got decided by committee or if it means something a little different to her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because she just looks like a fucking college student.
Yeah, definitely not a lolly.
Oh, I just looked at her, like, shorter trailer, and she can make a fucking proper mech.
You just like summon it around her.
I don't know if she can summon her or not. She was in, like, the dock or something. And she
Ah,
used
okay, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
also a baseball bat. That's a good weapon.
I do like it when heroes have baseball bats. That's good shit. I did like the delinquent hero in uh fucking One Punch Man because of that. Like I really like that. Dude's
Oh
just
yeah,
got a bat.
yeah, just a fucking bat. All right, I think that's it on 2B Hero X.
Yeah, I don't got anything else for 2B Hero X. Okay, so moving on to Escaflowne. Let
Yes,
me
which
pull up that.
we watched episodes 1 and
Yep,
2.
yep. Yes, one and two, which like I was hooked from the first episode, but the second episode really set it in stone. Like
Oh
that's
yeah,
that good shit.
absolutely. In the opening, we start with a fucking tower, just in the OP.
Yeah, the tower card.
Yeah.
And like the narration is saying that like she drew the cards to see if she would find love, and she got the tower, and I was just like immediately went, oh fuck.
The
I'm so
tower
sorry, girl.
and it's the Ace of Serpents, but I think for those at home who read tarot, I think serpents are swords in this.
Yes, I'm pretty sure Serpents is a suit in one style of the tarot deck, but the very common one that people use now has swords instead. It's like swords, cups, pentacles, and
Wands.
wands. Yes, thank you. Fuck. I'm the one who's supposed to know this. God damn it.
It's fine. I'm the one who actually reads tarot.
Do you? Oh yeah, you do. Because you sent me pictures of the tarot deck you ordered. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a few.
But the ones that I know the best are the major arcana. Not like I don't know the minor arcana very well. So like I had no idea that the Ace of Swords slash Serpents is courage. Uh,
Makes sense.
But it's weird though that she also interprets the tower as not destruction but separation, which is interesting. I wonder if it's a difference in how tarot is read over the like last 30 years since this was written, or if like it's a difference in culture. Like maybe the Japanese read the tarot that way because like they heard it some like a translation was weird at some point. I don't know.
Yeah.
Would you knock your food bowl over for, cat?
Yeah, we've got our protagonist
What
Hitomi.
the fuck?
Uh, you can tell that this anime was made a long time ago, not just for the style, but the fact people have fucking noses.
Yeah, people have noses. Anime mom does not have anime mom hairstyle. Even like I do really like the anime mom hairstyle, but
Yeah,
that's
she's not
mostly
labeled
irrelevant.
to die.
Yeah, she doesn't have the death haircut.
But yeah, we see she's
Which like
interested
I
in.
am specifically growing out my hair to be able to do that over the shoulder braid. Like I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad.
I'm keeping the sides like shaped, but the rest of it, the rest of it is slowly getting longer.
Yeah, so we see.
Anyway, like the things that I'm going to use about this anime to sell to people, like to watch it, is that it's got Magitech, it's got mechs, it's pre Isekai boom Isekai. The
Mm-hmm.
main character is a woman. The cat girls aren't anime cat girls. Like it's the good shit. It's good fantasy by itself. It doesn't even need the isekai on it, to be honest.
Yep.
It would just be good fantasy by its own merits and
Yeah, like
design. Like I
whoever
love
did
how the
those
monsters are designed so far. The fantasy race designs are also fantastic.
yeah, if
In
whoever
fact,
cares following
on
the
my end,
race,
you can
I'd be
see,
okay with it, to be honest.
yeah, if you're on my end, you can see actually the cat girl beside our main character Vaughn and Hitomi on Vaughn's. I mean, it's on the right side of the image, but it's probably his left. Um, Actually, I think it is his left because that's how his hair falls. The bangs are to the left. Anyway, you can see that she's like way fuzzier than you would expect an anime cat girl to be.
Yeah, yeah,
And
very
the anime
classic.
wolf people in this are also likewise much hairier than you would expect.
Yeah. So
You'll
we
be
do see
getting no
she's
like waifu here. Well,
yeah,
I mean, you'll be getting waifu, but not anime waifu, you know?
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Uh, but yeah, we see uh Hitomi likes a guy that does track as well. She does track. She's actually pretty decent at running.
Pretty good, in fact. She may not be sub 13 seconds for a 100-meter dash, but being 13.5 seconds or however much she actually is still really fucking good for a high school girl.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, but
Like 13 seconds on a 100-meter dash is good for a high school boy. Not something you'd go to nationals for or anything like that, but it's still pretty good.
yeah, but
Like the fact
unfortunately,
that
she gets a
what's his
fucking
fuck?
vision.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I cannot remember his name.
Who the fuck is Senpai?
Yeah, who the fuck is Senpai?
Who the fuck?
Amano.
Amano. There we go.
Yeah,
Amano. All right, yeah. Amano has like a 10.5 100-meter dash, and that's fucking incredible
yeah. That
for
is
like
like
no matter what his age is, like he's high school. That's
I understand
incredible.
why he might be leaving the country.
Yeah, like he might be going to like be fucking train under like an Olympian kind of shit.
Yeah,
He could be an Olympian one day with that time.
yeah. And we see she's ahead of the pack of girls when she's running, but then she starts having
Yeah,
fucking visions.
she not only is she faster than her cohort, uh, but she starts having fucking visions in the middle of it, which sucks for her because
Yeah,
like she probably would have run faster than 13 seconds during that, but then she fucking collapses in the middle of it.
yeah,
Sucks to be her.
yeah. Sucks to be her. Yeah, like sees a guy, runs right through him.
And then collapses immediately after.
Yeah, because she's seeing a
Which is
lot.
interesting that she does have like inherent magic while in the mundane world, even because that is not how most isekai go.
Yeah, like she, and like
Even
for
other like what we so I think I've mentioned this on a stream before, but like we used to call isekai portal fantasy, and there are many examples of it. So like the way that I always delineate this stuff is older stuff is like pre 2000s is portal fantasy. After that is isekai, just to because it's a difference in style of like how the story is told and how the genre has evolved, right? Um, Isekai is what everyone is familiar with. Portal fantasy is like Alice in Wonderland, Escaflowne, that kind of thing, right? And even in most portal fantasy, they don't have magic in the mundane world.
yeah, like they learn it when they get there. They grab the
And
magic
maybe they have
there.
it when they come back, but usually not. So like it's just very interesting to me that she does have inherent magic already, and it is actively being used as part of her character story.
Yeah, like
That's fucking fascinating to me.
yeah, the sword means a lot to her, or not the sword, the necklace. I was
Yeah,
looking
the
at the
necklace that
sword.
she's got, which
Yeah,
I think that the thing that they do with it to tell you that it is not a normal necklace is actually a very, very good tell for a minor magical item.
yeah,
In
which
fact,
is
like maybe even an artifact, but you'd probably have other signs for artifacts too. So, yeah.
Yeah, which is it swings back and forth at a rate of exactly 1 second.
Yeah, 1 cycle per second exactly. No matter how you release it, it always goes from one side to side in 1 second,
Also,
which I think
something
is
that is a little
incredible.
yeah, something that is a
Mhm.
little different is in the OP and in her vision we have angels.
Yeah, Vaughn did have wings in one of her visions, which is interesting. The one where he was falling to catch her in her vision,
Yeah, there's somebody. I
or
don't know
she
if
was
that's
falling.
Vaughn.
I'm pretty sure that's Vaughn because of the hairstyle.
Maybe, but the hair. It might just be the light, but something about it made me think it's not black hair.
I think it's probably the light because the hairstyle was like very Vaughn.
Yeah, yeah, it is very Vaughn. But either way, somebody has angel wings, and there are angels in the OP. Uh, but yeah, it's a charm she got from her grandmother.
You know, I've never suffered the grab attack from a beast possessed soul in this game. I did not know they get super mad afterwards. Oh well, it's dead. We're fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. I did not mean to kick you. This is why you shouldn't be on my footrest, cat. Damn. I went to like put my feet on my footrest and kick my cat on accident.
But yeah,
Yes, you're okay, buddy. Get out of here.
it looked like they were maybe about to kiss, then fucking friend.
Oh yeah, like it seemed like Amano was about to confess to him or something. To her rather. Sorry.
Yeah. Uh,
Yes, you're fine. You're fine, bud.
Yukari, that's her name. Uh, and then as they're walking home, Yukari tells Hitomi, Amano might be leaving the country. And we do find out
Yeah, you
later
gotta,
that
you gotta invest like as soon as you can, so you don't regret it later. Which I've never quite understood that. I know that's because like I'm fucking weird, but I've just never understood like regretting not confessing, right?
yeah.
Because there are people that I was attracted to in high school that I just never confessed to, and I honestly I don't even remember their fucking names anymore, or their faces, or what I liked about them, or anything. And that's not even like me being bad brain, but just in general, I do not remember them. I don't even think about them.
Yeah, yeah, like that is a thing. Like you're not gonna remember most of your friendships even
Yeah.
from high school.
I actually do remember my friendships at least, but I only had a couple to begin with, so
Yeah, yeah.
I've always been like this. I've always had like a very small social circle, and like it's not something I do on purpose. I just gravitate towards that.
Oh yeah, and they really are just doing the classic Celtic Cross style reading when she does do the reading.
Yeah, the layout it's pretty classic, but I just don't know like from what she's getting separation from
Yeah.
in the tower because the tower is destruction. And it's not even a reverse tower that she brings up that she draws. It's a just right side up destruction.
Yeah, though
So
sometimes you do read from the card itself, like how the card art goes, and in this case, that is very much a separation. Because it's lightning hitting a tower and two people falling.
um that's the pretty classic depiction of the tower is like a tower being split by lightning. Um and it still just means destruction.
Yes, but I'm saying two people, physical people.
That's true. Oh, like the art.
Yeah, that's what I
The
mean.
because the people isn't part of like most depictions of the tower.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's not part.
Okay, you know what? That's a great fucking question. Hold on a second. Let me duck back into the lamp room so I can like Google where the fuck like this particular interpretation of the tarot cards came from. Because Escaflowne is pretty popular anime, right? Like people should know this.
Yeah, but disaster, destruction, upheaval, trauma, sudden change, chaos.
Cat, get your claws out of my carpet. I'm not
Well, but
finding any information on it. Like it's just like all I'm
yeah,
getting on
granted,
my
it
search
could
is
be.
here
Yeah,
are examples of the deck. Here,
yeah,
buy a tarot deck based on the Escaflowne thing. All the art. Blah 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 blah.
yeah. But I do think it might have to do with the fact that it is specifically a relationship reading as well.
Possibly, yeah. Of course, like I'm not a tarot reader. I just know the major arcana.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know how that would change shit personally. Like I just fucking
But yeah, like
I guess like the
upheaval.
only way you would I guess the only way you would interpret destruction of a relationship to be separation, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
It
it
may be like a big chaotic separation or a small one, a small quiet one that just happens over time, but it's still destroying the relationship by separating you.
yeah, and it's an
Hmm.
upheaval that can pull you two apart. Might be like how you do the tower in particular, and then you might go for a subtler change with death, or a more gradual change with death.
Yeah. Uh I find it kind of funny, just as a side note, in like anime and TV and shit like that, whenever like someone pulls up the death card, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna die." That's not what the death card means.
Yeah,
That's the tower card. Tower card is destruction and death and annihilation and shit. The death card means a change of boundary, like shifting from one side to the next. Technically, if you drew it with the tower, that would probably mean like literal death, but like just the death card by itself is just change. Because early fucking I don't even know what you'd call them, like spiritualists, occultists, whatever the fuck, conceptualize death differently than like how we commonly do now.
yeah,
They considered it like a philosophical thing, like the way that philosophers would interpret death is like a change in state of being rather than an end to all things. But either way, like I mean, it makes me want to work on that one. I keep getting reminded of it, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
did start that anthology of like hunters, and I did name the fucking the guild Fool's Tarot,
Nice.
and
So
like I do need to get back to that. I need to design all the other tarot cards, all the other major arcana.
but yeah,
Fuck.
she pulls the tower, and then she pulls the Ace of Serpents, which I assume is the Ace of Blades, or the Ace of Swords. Uh, and she takes that to mean courage, and yeah, that would be one way to do it. And so she decides
Yeah.
to,
Like with her specific reading, the way that I would read it, again, not a tarot reader, but from what I know of the tarot, I would read it as like shit's gonna get fucked, but if you face up and actually do the thing, it'll be fine. You'll come
yeah,
out on the other side just fine.
yeah, or it is
You've got some
a
trials and tribulations ahead of you.
yeah. This is something that is going to require your effort and your bravery. So she
Whatever that
does
may
go
mean.
to see Amano and goes, "Hey, I'm
Yeah,
no
because like classic prophecy shit, she misinterprets it through no fault of her own. She thinks it's about like a mono, but it's not. It's
it,
about the other thing.
it is about another thing, but she's like, hey, if I can break the 13-second barrier, give me my first kiss.
Stop, Ember. Yes, my son. I hope one day that I get a really good recording of him screaming his fucking head off so I can put it on a soundboard.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that would be good.
And at the same time, she's running. We see Zen running.
Yeah, she starts to get a vision of Zen, Vaughn. Sorry, not
Or
Zen.
Vaughn,
You fucked me
Vaun.
up. Yes.
Why do I think?
I don't know. Don't ask me. But
Uh,
yeah, she starts seeing a vision of Vaughn again, and she's trying her best to ignore it while running, and seemingly doing pretty fucking good.
but then he fucking
Uh,
appears.
yeah, lightning splits the sky, and he appears. I remember saying in the Discord, while she was running, is like, oh yeah, I feel like she's gonna get isekai mid run, which isn't exactly what happened, but the thing did happen while she was mid run,
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, just kind
which
of.
go ahead.
Uh, but yeah, she runs right into him, and he's actually solid.
Which is gotta be a shock because I'm sure she expected to just sprint through her vision like she did before. And I brought it up in the Discord as well, but like I really like Vaughn's armor design in that. It's really good. Like I think it's a little light to be dragon hunting, which is what he says he's doing. Um, he talks about a dragon shortly
Yeah,
after.
yeah. He's like, hey,
But like,
and he
it's a good
specifies a
kit.
land dragon.
Yeah, specifically a land dragon, like a lindworm, something.
And Hitomi can understand him, but nobody else can.
Yeah, Yukari and Amano cannot. And in fact, we get from their perspective some of his garbled language, and it does sound mostly like language. It's better than most garbled language that anime does, honestly. Like it seems like someone actually put some effort into it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't have a bunch of unnatural stops in the language in the words. Looking at you, devil is a part timer.
Yeah, also, it's interesting that that Hitomi feels like she's gonna throw up when the dragon
Yeah,
starts to appear.
yeah. That I didn't say anything about that in the Discord, but I was thinking about that. Though. That's definitely very interesting.
Yeah, because it's
I
not like
hope that
it's not a natural part of just the summoning, because the other two are fine. I mean, they're concerned, but they're fine.
yeah, and like even Vaughn is okay. Like he's not nauseous or anything. He just knows that like if he's here, then that dragon is probably gonna show up too because the dragon was right fucking beside him. Like he was in the middle of fighting that motherfucker when he showed up. So
Yeah, and I love the look of this thing. Very like
yes, I love the design of what few monsters we've seen so far in this show. Gods, they're so good. Like the land dragon specifically has a very amphibian design to it, which is great.
yes, and it has these glands like right under its neck that light up when it's about to breathe fire.
Yeah, like there's which is great.
Also,
It's got that biological magic thing going on, and I fucking
yeah,
love it
and Bond has
because
this.
that's exactly what I like to do.
Yeah, Bond has this interesting collapsible shield on his gauntlet.
Yeah, he pulls a string on his arm plate, and then the shield sort of like pulls back out, right? Like he's got it on a winch or something like on the underside of his arm plate. And when he pulls the string, the whole thing unfolds into a circular shape,
Yeah,
which is fantastic.
Yeah, and then he pulls some sort. He pulls a crossbow, which has a bolt in
It's
its
got a
very
special
tip.
head on the bolt,
Yeah, it's got a red tip there,
and it looks. If I were,
and it
I'm
kind of
gonna have to like pull up
explodes.
the.
It kind of
I'm gonna have
explodes
to
when
look
it
at the
comes in
fucking episode
contact
again
with the
because
eyeball.
yeah, I felt like the. I need to look at that scene again because I felt like the bolt head looked like her necklace.
It's definitely another red color. And we've kind of seen something like that. Like the cat girl kind of has a necklace like that.
Yeah, I was gonna mention her as well.
So it
Yeah, I
might be.
think maybe what it is that her necklace is made out of magic stone or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah. And a Energer site or something? Or Energer. Or
Energist is what they called it.
Energist, that's it.
I remember because they said it and then I wrote it down.
Yep.
Imagine that. Writing things down helps with memory.
Yeah, and
What is this sorcery?
Van gets fucking hit with that tail and actually does cough up blood.
Yeah, he straight up pukes up blood, which, like, Vaughn, I'm sorry, buddy. That's anime death flag right there.
Yeah, that would be you dead if this was later on in anime's history.
Yeah. Uh, fuck, dude. Honestly, even at the time, that might have been a death flag, but he's also a main character, so of course he's not dead yet.
Yeah. And his swords are doing nothing against those scales.
Yeah, he outright says that his sword it can't cut through the outer scales, the hard ones on the back, which yeah, man, those are the tough ones. Don't go for the tough scales,
Yeah. And then
dumbass.
we see him chasing after the dragon, and there's something on his gauntlet that's a little grabber. I like that.
I didn't actually see that. Let me pull that up. So I must have like glanced over at Discord when it showed on screen.
Yeah, because they're running up the mountain through a lot of torii gates. And Bond's coming up the rear, like, I'm not letting you get away. And he kind of thrusts his arm, and something comes off of it like a little claw. That's like at the 17-minute, 13-second mark or so.
There. It's 17:18, I think.
Okay.
And then it hooks into the scale and it lifts it. Yeah, because I got the broad stroke of him grabbing onto the damn thing, but not the design of the gauntlet itself. Let me pull back so I can get a real good clear picture of it. Yeah, he slings his arm forward with a very specific movement, and the plate basically like hinges at his wrist, and then a claw pops out of the part that was near his elbow.
Yeah. And it hangs on
That's.
good.
Let's see. Can I slow you down? Yeah. Let me see. I want to see this like frame by frame essentially. Yeah, okay. So he's got two plates on his arm, and one of them is this thing that folds out into this claw.
Very cool.
So, along with something they say in episode 2, I think that this nation has a long history of people hunting dragons because all of this equipment is specialized for that purpose. My only complaint about really all of his equipment is that he should be using pike and shot or something like that instead, not a sword.
Yeah, he needs something longer at least.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know exactly what these weapons are for, imagine it like this. A sword is for killing people, spears are for killing beasts. Because you don't want those horns, those hooves, those claws, whatever the fuck, anywhere near you. Because they can and will just like rip you to shreds.
Yeah.
They are bigger than you and deadlier than you. Use your spears.
Yeah, I
The
also
reason why
like
spears are
the
used in
degree.
warfare is because they're cheap to make, cheap to train, and they have long reach.
Yeah, and this land dragon here, I like that it doesn't have wings, but it does have like webbing as
Gliders. Yeah.
gliders. Yeah,
Like a fucking
well, a
sugar
flying
glider almost.
or a sugar glider. Yeah. And does get a bit more horizontal distance by using that.
Yeah, when it jumps, which I think is I like the design of these dragons. It
Yeah,
seems like they're inherently magical, but only in like their
breath
hearts.
weapon. Yeah,
Even their breath weapon doesn't seem inherently magical. It seems chemical.
yeah. Granted, I mean, it could be that it's a little bit of a Porque no los dos because that thing is
True.
that core is still kind of beating the Energist.
Yeah, it could be like rather than chemical, alchemical.
Yeah, exactly. You get it. And then during the fight, as they get higher up, Hitomi gets another vision that this fucker has a scorpion tail that's about to pierce him.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of how wyverns are designed in modern fantasy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That fucking tail.
So she warns him, and of course he's able to back off just in time.
And it has enough force behind it to completely shatter his breastplate as it scratches down the front. Like this thing just fucking bursts into shards. So if he got actually hit by that, it would have torn him apart.
Yeah, it absolutely would have worked exactly like her vision showed.
Honestly, I think it would have done even like worse than what her vision showed, because what her vision showed was just like an impalement. I think he would like have been in pieces.
That's fair. Granted, maybe he would have been in pieces when it pulled the tail back out. But either way, he has now hunted the thing. He gets a glowing core from it, which he calls Energist.
Yeah, and I think they specified exactly that it's a dragon energist, like they call it Drago energist or something like that later on.
Okay. But yeah,
Like they portmanteau dragon and energist together.
yeah, and then does the thing that you might be familiar with from Skyrim, where this fucking dragon just disintegrates upon death, except for the bones.
Yeah. Note though that he attacks the underside when its tail is stuck in the ground.
Yes.
The softer scales on the bottom. And he splits it down the middle and then stabs it directly in the heart through the right between the glands.
Yeah, right between the glands.
Yeah, the only change that I personally would make to that design is to cover the gland, like the fire sacs, the chemical sacs, in scales as well, because you do not want that getting pierced all over you.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if one of them is inert or what have you, and they're not going to catch fire as soon as they're exposed to air, like you still don't want that everywhere.
Yeah, granted, I mean, that is the thing with biological creatures. Sometimes they're just not as perfectly designed.
Yeah, well, like the thing is, like in this case, it would be a direct weakness to the life creature.
Weakness. I'm just saying, not all weaknesses are covered ever.
Well, yeah, but like what nature cares about is whether or not you can fuck, right?
Yeah.
So presumably, it would be sexually mature by the time, like it would have its glands by the time it's sexually mature, right? So if it got damaged in some fight for dominance or what have you, or even while playing with its clutch mates, if it even has any, if it's
yeah,
social
I
at
get
all,
what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
then that would be a crippling for life, and it would prevent it from being able to do the thing, to fuck.
But yeah.
So of course, naturally you would sexually select for
sturdier
sturdier like sacks there.
Yeah.
Better protection on that bit.
Yeah. But yeah, the dragon disintegrates and
Well,
first skin
you would
first,
that
and
would be
then the
called natural.
bones.
Yeah, it's I call that self cleaning dragon gore,
Yeah, self cleaning
which is
dragon.
very neat.
Yeah, because it doesn't do anything as it sizzles off of his clothes, but yeah, it just cleans. And it's like, okay, cool. Don't have to clean up. And then Yvonne and Hitomi have a little back and forth.
Yeah, he's being a bit of an ass to her about her warning and everything, and also being a little bit sexist. So she slaps the shit out of him, which is great. Good job. You keep doing that. Keep being like that. You are excellent, he told me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it just gives him a good slap, which he deserves. It's like, hey, that's not why I'm talking to you about getting a reward or any. I don't want a reward or anything. I was worried about your life because I saw a vision of you dying, and I am just a high schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Like
And
that.
of
That.
course,
That.
like, it's obvious that she doesn't know who he is, and he realizes very soon that, like very quickly, that he's not around where he was before. Like, he's not stupid. He notices that he's not where he was fighting the damn thing, and then saw a portal open up. He knows he's not in his nation
Yeah,
anymore, wherever the fuck he is.
I get
So I
this.
don't know why he thinks that she wanted a reward. She doesn't even know you're a prince, fucker.
Yeah, I think he just is used to people trying to use him. Probably.
Potentially, yeah.
We'll have
That
to
would be my
see.
guess.
Yeah, we'll have to see going forward. But he does realize as she's talking, like, oh, yeah, I fucked up. Like, you can see it in his expression. And then the energy starts glowing.
Yeah. Which, like, genuinely, this is extremely well animated, especially for the time period.
Yeah, like, she's
Like,
just very.
there's not actually that many like fucking anime shortcuts, you know?
Yeah, like, she's very much just talking, very, gesturing with her hands while
Yeah,
speaking.
there's not like standing around and lip flapping. Like, the characters have body language. They change and they shift every couple of frames. They change their stance a little bit, just like you would in real
Yeah,
life
after she
if you
slaps
were
him,
like
she's
being
kind
recorded.
of leaned forward towards his face and gesturing with her hands like you would in an actual argument.
And it's great. I love this. It's a like don't get me wrong. Ray Earth was also very fun, but it having the anime shortcuts did great on me because I hate that shit.
Yeah, but also, like, I get it. That shit's hard. And
Yeah, definitely. It's just, people should have given like they should have given the animators more time
yeah,
to
and
get
even
it
while
done
she's
so it could be actually good.
crying, her shoulders are shuddering. Like they're not just letting the sound do all the work.
They also show battle damage on his sword as well, which a lot of anime would not even bother with, which I think is also fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot here where I'm like, yeah, you need to kind of go back to some of these old lessons with obviously the new techniques that make those things easier
Yeah.
to do.
Which, like, some do, of course. Like, Zenshu is like a love letter to animation, which I know, like, you still haven't watched that, but damn, it's good.
Yeah, I definitely still need to get back to that. I want to get through Mercy Lago though. I have so much of it to get through.
I mean, fair.
And also, afterwards, the Energist starts glowing, and they get beamed up.
Yeah, they get lightning back straight up into the sky.
Yeah, and as they're floating, fucking Amano is like reaching out to her. Doesn't really actually get to her, but she does get her necklace back.
Yeah, so there's that at least. Which it is kind of weird that he doesn't get sucked up too. It's got to be some like magic thing, like some inherent magic that she has.
Yeah, either yeah, like inherent magic, like she has something related to that world, so she goes, whereas
Yeah,
Amano is squarely from this world.
by like magic thing, I mean specifically like she has magical energy, and
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
Mono
totally
doesn't. For
get you.
I'm clarifying for everyone listening.
And then they land, and we weren't sure at first, but she is. She sees the Earth and the Moon from an outside perspective.
Yeah, which of course, like my theory is that it's an alternate reality with this stuff because you would definitely be able to see Gaia from Earth at this distance. 100%. You'd be able
Yeah,
to see
but
that shit.
granted, I think we can say there is a magical invisibility, so maybe there's an
It's
atmosphere
true.
of
Yeah.
that.
Maybe it's just like out of phase or something. I don't know. Fucking some shit. But we will have to take a break here because my housemate is texting me and I need to go yell at them.
All right, we will be back, folks.
Unfortunately. Yes. Then we'll get to episode 2 and we'll talk about the stuff that I really liked in that with examples because I took a lot of screenshots.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're we returned. I forgot to put up my be right back screen. Oh well.
Yes, we are back.
No, Phoenix, you're not getting fed until midnight, buddy. Same as always. Anyhow, cat, get off my desk. Get off my desk. Fucking cat. Get out of here. You little shits. Anyhow, fucking the second episode starts with them being surrounded, right?
Yeah, because it
By like a
ends
bunch
with
of
them
glowing
being
out in the night.
surrounded. Episode 1 ends with them being surrounded. But episode 2 starts and they realize, oh, wait, no, these are friends.
Yeah, these are not monsters. These are friends, and they call themselves the Wolf People or Wolf Folk, which I think is cool. They look a lot like Hollywood's like Wolfman from like the 30s, I think it was, or 40s maybe, something like that. But they pretty much look like that instead of like traditional anime wolf people,
Yeah, absolutely.
which I think is pretty good. Like it's a good difference from most anime, right?
Yeah, it is a good difference. You might even compare them ever so slightly to kind of how you might do the like hyena looking kobolds. Granted, they are much larger, but that kind of like if you kind of want to get the idea of what kind of furry they are. Also, it's we're saying like Amano like Amano goes to Amano and the friend Yukari, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Hitomi's mom and tells her what happened, and she believed them.
Yeah, which
I
I think that might have something to do with the fucking pendant.
yeah, like I have to assume, like if you believe that story, you either have to have a lot of faith in her, in those friends, or you know something.
Yeah, which you probably should have told your kid.
Yeah,
But hey, I'm sure you didn't exactly imagine that the shit was going to happen again.
yeah, and then yeah, we learn that Earth is known as the Mystic Moon. which I
Yeah,
like.
the that's what they call it on Gaia is the mystic moon. It's just interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's interesting, and they have these like the wolf, the wolf people, the wolf folk here have like these fans, but I don't know what exactly they're doing. Like
It seems to me like they're fans for like being in a human place, right?
yeah, it just seems weird then that the people riding don't also have them, but maybe they don't have as enough. I don't know.
Yeah, fucking. Or there's some other magic going on. I don't know, but that's what it looked like to me was that they were hot, humid bullshit fans because
Yeah,
no one likes being hot and humid and bullshit.
yeah. The only other thing I could think of that they could be is something a way to scare away small critters by making a weird noise.
Yeah, potentially, I could see that.
And then when she looks up at what is presumed to be Earth, she has a vision, and it is of robots we will see later.
Yeah, she sees a bunch of what she calls giants fighting,
Yeah,
which they're fucking mechs.
which really tells you something about like how old this is.
Yeah, because
They're
she doesn't literally just call them mechs.
yeah,
Because I'm pretty sure like the mech subgenre was just getting started back then.
to some
But
degree.
I don't know enough about all that
Well,
because I don't like anime style mechs personally. But that's because like they're more science fantasy than they are sci-fi. So like, yeah.
let's see. The first Gundam came out in '79, actually.
God damn. Although I'm sure that shit is still like very niche. Like hell, the mechs are still niche today, right? Like bigger audience than there's ever been for them, and it's still niche.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It is still like a very specific subgenre. But yeah, they get a move on. She doesn't mention the fucking premonition, but that's because she
yeah,
doesn't
because
either.
I'm sure she hasn't really told anyone about her visions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the only time she's really spoken up about it was when Vaughn was about to get scorpion stung. And Vaughn just hasn't
Yeah,
been a good talkative friend yet. Uh, but yeah, they make their way to a Citadel City.
yeah,
Uh,
which is honestly fantastic because like you only ever really see citadels in dwarves in fantasy, but not here. Nope, just straight up built into a mountain, fucking human city,
yep,
which is great. Although it does seem like they also have a fair amount of beast people in the population.
yep. But yeah, Bonelia, which is where Vaughn is from, and this is when we discover Hitomi just smacked a prince.
Yeah. Although we personally know that because we got a scene of him talking to Balgus before.
Yeah,
We as the viewer know that, but she didn't. She did not know that he was a prince. So she goes, "Oh fuck, he's a prince." And of course, like I interpret that as her going, "Oh fuck, I just slapped a prince." Let's not tell the advisors about that one.
yeah. Which he doesn't seem to be like, he doesn't seem sore about that because he realized he fucked up.
Yeah, or at the very least, like he's not making a big deal out of it,
Yeah, he's not making a
which
big
he
deal.
could technically.
Yeah, he could easily fuck up her day, but he doesn't. And that's
Yeah,
tough.
because like if you really wanted to throw the book at someone on something like that, you could call that les machiste. So,
Yep.
which is like an attack on the royal personage.
Yeah. But granted, he was also visiting another world, and he knows it now for sure.
Yeah, which is interesting because like he does ask them if they're from the demon world when he first shows up. So like there are more known worlds,
Yeah.
which is I want to see. Let me see.
Yeah, let me see. And then enter
Give
Catgirl
me that.
Merle.
Give me all of that fucking yeah, Merle, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, give me all that fucking world building. Give it to me. It's delicious, and I want to eat it.
Yeah, and then the generals show up.
Yeah, which I really, really appreciate the kind of armor that they have. Because, like, the armor in this nation, Finalia, seems to bounce between the extremes of Japanese and European inspired. But no matter what side of that variance they're on, they still have, like, some of the opposite on them as well.
Yep, absolutely. Like, I am gonna pull that up.
Because I took some pretty good shots of those. Some of the generals are wearing far more like Japanese styled armor, but they have like some accents, like the like almost European styled armor or shoulder plates. And then of course we get to Balgus, and his full armor set is like 90% European with some Japanese,
Yep.
and it's great.
Yeah, so I have a later scene than what we're talking about with. But it's still the generals with some of the folks in the background there.
Yeah, that's actually the scene that I was talking about, and I know because that's those are the snips that I took.
Those are the snips you took.
But yeah, we see Balgus there on the right image, and the only real Japanese part that you can see in this image is how it's connected over the shoulders, right?
Yeah, that's
In
basically
European stuff, that's like solid metal, right? Like you have straps underneath the metal that tie it in place. Uh, but for for Japanese stuff, like you have these old over the shoulder straps. They're usually like lacquered leather or something like that. So they're not exactly like super fragile,
yeah,
but it's also not, steel. But on these other guys, you can see that their breastplates are like entirely Japanese styled, and even like some of these shoulder plates are Japanese styled, but it's the ones on top, the pauldrons, that are all um, European styled, especially on Balgus. Balgus has like some super fucking
yeah, and
brain. Come on, European pauldrons. There we go.
yeah, but yeah, the prince shows up, shows off the Energist, and they're like,
The
"Yeah,
weapons
you."
seem to be a combination too. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, shows off the Energist, and he's like, "Yeah, that's fucking. That's. We acknowledge that's real." And
Then they all kneel to the new king because apparently the rite of dragon slaying, as they call it, is something that they have to do before they can become a king in
yep,
this nation, which is incredible.
very much so. And
Apparently, his older brother, like the one of the fucking like the higher prince, I guess, like the first prince, maybe. I don't know if it's actually the first or not, but
but apparently,
apparently he did
Braille.
not kill the dragon that he was supposed to kill.
Yeah, they call it drag Energist. So other things do have Energist.
I would imagine so, yeah.
But yeah, the generals go
Considering how
like,
they specified that it was a dragon one, anyway.
Yeah, they fucking go full fucking Dogeza.
Full formal like 4-point kneel.
Yep. Yeah, which in this case, it's kind of rare. This isn't an apology, this is just a recognizing the monarch. Which I guess there is a little bit of an apology in that they made him go through that to prove.
Yeah, but I'm sure that's like just part of the
Yeah, like I'm sure it is part and
method of like
parcel.
coronation. Especially since they seem to need the air just to like I'm so I assumed this at the time, but I to like wake up Escaflowne or some other, you know, incredible magical device that they need
Yeah,
power for.
and we will see
Because, you know,
later that that pans out. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this was a new idea at the time, using these like energy cores from magical monsters as power sources for magical items. But that's a pretty average thing these days. So, you know, easy to see that once he pulls this thing out of the dragon's chest, you're like, oh yeah, this is going to go into some artifacts.
Yeah, like this is definitely going into some artifact or it's feeding some sort of mana source or something.
Yeah. And considering it's the prince that's doing this, either they're really low on manpower or this is like a part of the royalty's duties
Yeah, and
is
in
to
this case,
get this thing.
yeah, the right of dragon slaying, they say it outright. So, yeah, and if you're unfamiliar with Citadel cities, another example besides dwarf cities is Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, a citadel is literally the what that means is a city or fortress built into a mountain.
Yeah.
That's like the literal definition.
All right, let me take down these Discord pictures because we made our point with the armor.
I think the definition is actually like a fortress built into a mountain, but this city is a walled city with a keep at the center, like at the very back near the mountain like face. So it's like, ah, yeah, this is a fortress city that is in the mountain, so it's a citadel. But I really like citadels. Citadels are like that good shit. That's what I go for all the time. I love citadels.
And then we get Merle being a fucking gremlin cat.
Yeah, of course. Like we get that. Are you gonna pull up that shot of her like doing gremlin shit to Hitomi's bag?
Yeah. And also stole
Excellent,
her
beautiful,
and also steals her fucking necklace.
just classic cat girl shit. That's just how the cat girl do.
Indeedy do. There we go. Had to fix something on my computer there, but we should be good. But yeah, cat girl be cat girl, and but while she does mention, oh, what a pretty stone, but yeah, has to run after her. But while she's running
They
after
run
her,
past Vaughn's training room where he's doing a sword duel with Balkus.
yeah,
And we find out that Vaughn fucking hates fighting other people with swords.
yeah, hates the idea of like killing somebody with a sword, because
Although he doesn't exactly hesitate, as we'll see later, but he does hate the idea. So he's well trained and he's of good moral character, it seems, even if he's a bit of a shithead sometimes.
yeah, but Balgus is like, come at me like you mean to kill me.
Honestly, that's to me that's a buddy what the fuck moment. Come on, man. Like I know that you're confident in yourself, but like if you're that confident, like and you know that much about like fighting with swords, you should also know that shit happens sometimes, and you probably shouldn't just like do that in the middle of training.
Yeah. Also, Vulgus
But
is
go ahead.
Vulgus is very nice. Like after the coronation, we will, the prince owes you his life, and
So we'll see what we can do.
yeah, we'll see what we can do to get you back home after the coronation.
Which is interesting that he didn't offer to reward her in any other way as well.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's like, well, let's go with the thing that she actually wants first. And might have intended, like, here, now that we've got a good way for you to get home, here's other gifts.
Yeah, potentially.
But doesn't really get a chance because we cut to those fucking cloaked mechs, which it is like a cloak of invisibility that these mechs are wearing.
Yeah, like a literal physical cloak, not just because like that's the sci-fi term as well. It's like you cloak your ship or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But we're talking like a literal physical cloak of invisibility, and it's great. I love that shit.
Yeah. And then we see Vaughn in like full emperor regalia for his coronation. So we get to see what
Yeah,
his
which his whatever the fuck the ceremonial armor, there we go, that's what it's called, is also a blend of Japanese and um come on brain, you can do this, think words, European, there we go, especially like the helmet as opposed to the breastplate. The breastplate's very European, and so is, as far as I could tell, like the shoulder plates, because you don't really see much of the shoulder plates, if any, at all. Yeah, there you go. You can see a little bit there. You can see the Galeris, however the fuck you pronounce that, right there on his on what would be his left side. But he's also got a very Japanese shaped helmet. It's called a kabuto.
Yep.
He's just missing the face mask that you put over that gap,
Yeah, which I mean,
which I don't actually remember what the fuck the face mask is called,
yeah,
unfortunately.
but makes sense because he's going through a fucking coronation, especially.
Yeah, well, he's got that fancy armor on because you would not want to actually fight in a cloak like this.
Oh,
It would get
hell
in the
no.
way so much. But I'm sure he could also just like whip the cloak off and use that as actual armor there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially since like specifically this nation seems to just be like that. Like they're a very warrior focused kind of deal.
Yeah, as we'll
That's what
see.
it seems like to me at least.
Yeah, as we'll see later, like the shit Balgus pulls.
Yeah. Also, while I'm thinking about it, Vaughn's weapon is also a combo, like the armor is. But the specific combo, like how the weapon shows up, actually reads a lot like a Kriegsmesser.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see the European influence in there too. Yeah. But yes, mechs attack.
Sorry, I have to go again because this piece of shit can't make their own food or coffee.
Oof. Yeah. Be right back, folks.
Hi, we're back, and I forgot to put my be right back screen up again.
Oh no.
Ah.
Oh no.
At least they get to look at this actually like genuinely very good uh advertising art the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh well. But while I was gone, I turned 30.
Oh yeah. Happy birthday.
It is 11 minutes after midnight now. I am become old. Uh, and for my birthday, I have dying monitors. Yay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, do you know what screen burn in is?
Yes.
Okay. That's these monitors are, like fucking 6 or 7 years old. And I use them pretty much all day, and occasionally I forget to turn off my computer before I go to bed. So, it was bound to happen, but it's been getting worse and worse. And like I got ghosts of icons near the bottom of my screen and shit. So,
Oh no.
yep. And just happened to I looked it up to figure out how much it would cost to replace them. And new monitors at 1080p are $80 now.
Indeedy do. Thankfully, screen burn
Fucking
isn't as much of an issue. One of my monitors doesn't get them at all, and then the other one, it goes away after a little while.
yeah, fair enough.
Uh, and
Unfortunately, like I had bought like very cheap monitors to begin with, so these things like I just got like permanent icons, and I can't like really show them off without taking pictures of my real life space because it's a flaw in the monitor, not like
in the software,
the
yeah.
image that's being sent to the monitor. And sorry guys, you're not getting pictures of my desk. Mostly because it's very messy right now. I have not organized my desk in a couple of months.
Yeah, the mechs are called Melefs, which I don't know.
I thought that was a specific model.
Because they also call the cloaked things Melefs.
Yeah, but they called it like gray melif or something like that, like as
Yeah.
like a portmanteau. So I don't know. Maybe they are called fucking melifs or whatever. I'm fucking. It's
Yeah.
not like we have much to go on right now.
Yep. But either way, it is lots of danger because these things have blades that kind of move on their own, plus the
Yeah, there's
cloaks.
like almost like liquid like metal whips kind of deal, which is very interesting to me.
Yeah, and pretty much like they tell Van, go, go to the shrine. If you have to, take Hitomi and Escaflowne and run.
Yeah, like get the fuck out.
And of course, that's not what he wants to do, considering they had a conversation about not turning tail and running.
Yeah, which is exactly what his older brother did, apparently, to like dishonor the family. Like I know the Magitech is much more advanced than what Finalia is working with, but the fact that three of these things did all this
But yeah,
is incredible to me.
yeah, these guys are just completely taken off guard. They do not know how to respond to this kind of tech. They have no clue how to see beyond the cloaks or use other indicators. Cuz we see them taking out like this is very much the bulk of the military for Finalia.
Yeah, like multiple of their mechs get destroyed, like
Yeah.
several of them. I didn't exactly count how many, but quite a few get destroyed.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, just again, our main man Bulgus, because we got to show this off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This fucking absolute unit of a man gets this huge goddamn sword out of nowhere. And my immediate reaction was like, is this motherfucker gonna fight a goddamn mech on foot?
And kind
Lo
of.
and behold, a couple of scenes later, this dude just like comes flying out of nowhere and kills a mech pilot by stabbing it through the fucking visor with his goddamn giant fucking sword. So yeah, he's fighting mechs on foot.
Yep. Yeah.
Just absolutely wild. Like these aren't the kind of mechs that you'd see in like BattleTech or anything like that. These mechs are like 10, 15 feet tall. They're
Oh,
big and bulky and powerful, but they're not, you know.
and it does make me realize this actually does fulfill the kind of European regalia for uh, for kings, for monarchs, because you've got the sword,
Yeah.
and then
Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, you're right.
you've got the orb with the energist. You don't really have a crown.
Although he doesn't have his crown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess in this case, Esclaflone might count, because it is a symbol of his royalty.
Yeah. Potentially.
Sorry, crowns just look fucking goopy on most people. Circlets you can do something with, but crowns, eh. At least for a character that is on the move fighting. It looks a little...
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've seen some versions of like a battle crown, which is essentially like a crown set into a helmet, that were pretty good. But you're not wrong. Most of the time, they look goofy as fuck.
But yeah, some real good mechanical animation.
Oh yeah, like absolutely fantastic. Like it.
Yeah, to give a little bit of what we saw, because I didn't actually explain it. At the cathedral, he insets his sword into a pedestal, cuts his finger, and then lets his blood drip into the energist.
Which seems to activate it through some means.
Yeah, which
I'm sure it's like some ritual shit, but
yeah, which I'm wondering what's in those kind of like casks in the cathedral. Like, is that? Because that's not where Escaflowne was. Escaflowne's up in this like rock on the ceiling.
it could be the graves of previous monarchs.
Maybe, but you would think there would be more then.
Well, I mean that depends, right? Like how old is the country?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if it's only like 200 years old, that could easily be like 5 generations, and not much more.
Yeah. Escaflowne has a like a gem on its
Left side, yeah,
yeah,
like
on its
it's
left side.
near like the left shoulder ish, I'd say.
Yeah, left shoulder ish, kind of beneath. It kind of is about you know, given for weird proportions, you could call that where the heart is, because he sticks into the gem.
And then it starts beating just like a heart, which is honestly fucking sick.
Incredibly so. But yeah, like, his hand goes into the gem like it's liquid.
It's genuinely some of the coolest shit I've seen all week. And I've seen a lot of cool shit this week. What with playing Salt and Sanctuary, Salt and Sacrifice, and Bloodborne. Lots of cool shit. That definitely ranks up there with all of it.
Yeah, and Vaughn's like, nah, I'm not running. I'm gonna go fight them with this thing. And there is some real good mechanical animations, like we were saying, with the actual mech too, not just with the Awakening.
Oh yeah. And honestly, he does pretty well with Hitomi's like
Warning.
oracular bullshit giving him forewarning. Only by a few seconds, but definitely still forewarning.
Yeah. Yeah, which you kind of see where they could have some good combat dynamics going. I'm a little sad she's not the one piloting Escaflowne, but that's still
Yeah,
kind of okay.
I
Especially,
remember feeling like that when I first watched it, like, all those years ago.
but she'll probably
Because,
get
like, she's
like,
on the cover.
yeah, she's on
She's
the
the main
cover.
character. She should be like the mech pilot. Fuck you.
Yeah, but hopefully she'll get at least like a seat in there or something. Like at least put her in a backpack or something.
Yeah, like one of those fucking baby carriers.
Yeah. You get it. You get it. You get the vision.
That would be fantastic.
Something though, at least so she's not the squishy little target, and she can actually feed Vaughn information.
God
That
damn it.
is a good mental
It's just
image.
like a really funny image. Like get her one of those fucking, those backpacks with the window in it for cats to stare out of.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Exactly. You get it. You get it.
Oh fuck.
But yeah, I think the intention here is uh, we can see the cloaks a lot better than most people can, except for Hitomi.
Mm.
And we do see, yeah, this is pretty close to a literal fucking cloak with how he cuts through it too. Guy Melef.
And when they disrupt it, you can actually see the cloak on the
Yeah, you actually see
mechs
the
as well.
cloak. Yeah, it's a purple cloak on the outside, and then red interior on some of them at least. Or no, that's the red interior on the Escaflowne. So yeah, it is a purple cloak for these guys. And yeah, he's fighting one of them and actually doing pretty well. But then one actually also comes in from behind. And Hitomi tries to
Which
warn
of
him,
course, yeah.
but it's really our main man, fucking Bulgus, who goes and chops the thing.
Like that's some huge fucking balls though. Fighting mechs on foot and actually doing it.
Oh yeah.
Gods.
Okay, so on top of everything else, all of his arms and stuff seem to correlate a little bit with stuff that these mechs can have. Because one of them actually, one of the mechs that attacks him also has a claw that's a little bit like the two-pronged claw on his gauntlet.
Yeah, I mean I can see why. Like if you were in a medieval society
You would,
and couldn't make, say, fucking cannons, you probably would just give them big swords, big crossbows, right?
yeah, you would give things that are like correlated to what you're used to using, because that's what you know works.
Hmm. Although to be fair, I think we would do the same thing even now.
Oh
We
yeah,
would just give
100%.
them big gun,
Yeah. You give big
just
gun.
very big gun.
Yeah,
Yeah, here you go, big gun.
yeah. If it was viable, big gun.
Just give them like a 240 millimeter autocannon.
So yeah, they actually take down two of the three of these.
For people who don't know, 240 millimeter is the size of the fucking mortars that we use to explode entire city blocks. So, big gun.
But then we see that there are actually more that do show up. So it is more than just 3 that do a lot of the damage, but it's those initial 3 that do quite a bit of damage. But yeah, they took down 2, and then there was fucking 3 more that show up. But Bulgus.
Okay, I must have somehow missed that, or maybe I interpreted those 3 that show up as like the same ones or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, they do actually kill multiple of these. Because Vaughn takes one down, and then Bulgus takes one down, but while he's taking down that one, by stabbing it through the helmet, he gets fucking shot. Because, yeah, unfortunately, our man Bulgus probably dead.
Probably. There was a lot of fucking blood after all.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bulgus is like, take Escaflowne, run, rebuild Finalia afterwards. And Hitomi is like, obviously, like, holy shit. This is fucked up, and has a freak out, and her magic is enough.
Yeah, because like she's a high school girl.
Yeah, she's a high schooler from regular ass Earth. Did not see, like, anything like this. And during that freak out, her magic, along with that,
Fucking pendant,
necklace, reacts with
which is probably, it seems to be an energist or something, but
yeah, because I noticed rewatching this that also the gem on Esclafone also reacts.
Interesting.
And they get caught up in a new beam of light.
And probably fucking teleport away.
Yeah,
Or at least that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, like it seems like another kind of teleport, but it'll be interesting to wonder if this is going to be another planet or just another part of this planet.
Watch them go to the actual moon.
Yeah, the actual moon or like the demon realm or something, I don't know. And then yeah, we get the ED, which we didn't comment on, which the only thing I really have to comment on with the ED is lots of kissing going on.
Honestly, I wasn't even looking at the ED. I was like getting everything else ready.
Yeah, because it's basically Vaughn being a protagonist, but also Hitomi kissing the guy Amano, and then kissing some guy we haven't met yet.
Is it the blonde dude that's in this art? I think it's the blonde dude that's in this art.
No, I don't think so. Because his hair.
Really? Fuck. Shit. I need to actually watch the ED.
Dude, is it?
On the art that I've got up on my screen? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a long-haired guy and then like some lady over on the other side.
Okay, I interpreted that as just a very buff lady.
Nah, you know how you can tell with this kind of art? Size of the eyes.
Good point. Because yeah, you can really fucking tell on everybody else. But no, guy's got red hair in the.
Oh, well, fair enough then. Shit. I wonder if that's Vaughn's older brother.
Yeah, might be. Though it might be just the lighting, because even Hitomi's hair looks reddish.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I'll fucking check it out next week. After we watch some more episodes.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna definitely watch more of this if we have time.
Yeah, I am already very hooked. Did we mention that this is a fucking like this is one of those shows with 20 more than 20 episodes?
Yeah,
It's a
26
90s anime
episodes.
with more than 20 episodes. We're in for a fucking ride.
Indeedy do. I hope Hitomi gets to do more in combat in one
Yeah,
fashion or
although
another.
I get this like terrible nagging feeling at the back of my brain that says she's not gonna ever really be a combatant or really know how to fight herself.
Yeah, she's
That's just the
definitely
feeling that I get.
she's not pictured with a weapon at least.
That is a good point. Let me find the image that I pulled this snip from again, real quick. Where are you? Oh, I don't fucking see it. Shit. Yeah, she doesn't have a weapon. She's what she's doing in this art is doing the thing where you lace your fingers together and then stretch your arms out with your palms facing outwards to stretch your hands and pop your knuckles and shit. That's what she's doing.
Huh, interesting.
Damn.
She had long hair in the manga.
Huh. Weird. Please, Razor. Please stop doing this to me. Just fucking go away. Stop making me sign in every 30 minutes. You piece of shit.
But yeah, she's not pictured with any sort of weapon, so it doesn't feel.
I knew it. I knew there was something in the back of my brain telling me that. Fuck. Oh well. We can't expect fucking every anime, especially from the 90s, to get everything right.
Yeah.
Even if it does get this one thing right. Or a lot of things, honestly.
But hopefully she gets, like, I don't know, a co pilot seat in there or something, because it's gonna be. Or, like, at least give her, like, I don't know, a fucking scooter or something.
Something. Like, I don't think there's enough space, like literal space inside the mechs for two people, though, with the size the mechs are.
Yeah, you would have to expand the cockpit, that's for sure.
Which they probably don't want to do to Escaflowne in particular because that seems to be like a relic mech. Like they don't know how to build one like that anymore because if they did, they'd have a whole lot of them. Either way, do you have anything else to talk
Uh,
about with Escaflowne or really anything?
I've got nothing with Escaflowne, just because we've kind of seen what we can see. Uh, she's.
Yeah, we gotta see more first.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense in that she's meant to kind of see the unseen so that Vaughn can be cool. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I'd like to see a lot of this stuff revisited with the idea where she can be at least a co-combatant.
Yeah, of course, like we'll have to see as time goes on, see how things go. But I wonder how like these other characters are going to factor in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, this blonde dude does also have a weapon on his hip,
Yeah.
but none of the others seem to have any weapons.
Yeah, like I
So I
have
suppose we'll
to
see.
yeah, like I have to assume like mole guy here knows something about relics is my guess.
Yeah, he does have like a bunch of fucking like maps and a spyglass and a shovel. He might be like a treasure hunter or something.
Yeah, something like that. But Vaughn is probably gonna just have to level up his fucking combat skills.
Yeah, and I think these two blondes on either side are probably either nobles or royalty from another country.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it is definitely that blonde guy, because it's the same kind of, like, arc to his hair, and I don't think they would have two characters like that.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
So, yeah, I think with Hitomi, it is much more about the romance here, as well as, like, being somebody tapping into mystical powers, because you can actually see the fucking future. Like, let's not. Like, yeah, she's not actually fighting, but let's not downplay the fact she can see the fucking future. And not, like, cryptically. Like, yes, the tarot cards are cryptic, but when she gets a vision, that shit's straightforward.
Yeah, it genuinely is, which is odd. It's not usually how visions are shown in fantasy, but I think that's good in this case.
Yeah, it makes her directly useful. She doesn't have to, like, reinterpret it. She can just go, okay, I am seeing a thing. Bond, react to it before it
Yeah,
occurs.
react to the thing that like I saw. Don't die, fucker.
Yeah. It appears that, because there is on the next episode, that Blondie, or blonde guy here, does have a mech of his own. Which I guess would make sense if it is something applied to royalty. Like, not just Finalia has, like, an Escaflowne tier mech. So I'll be interested. But that's about it. Anything you want to add or things you want to talk about outside of the show?
I don't really have anything to add about like Escaflowne specifically, but like I did recommend it to Nate to watch for Magimek because there are some good fucking ideas here. And I don't get to see Magitech mechs very often. So fucking give me all the inspiration I can get.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember there was that one manga or anime that you recommended to me that was similar. At least I had Magitech Magics mechs or something like that. I can't remember what the fuck it's called now.
Shoot, like I know Knights and Magic, but I forget if anything
Knights and
else.
Magic. That's probably it.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's probably the one.
Yeah, that's an isekai. I would actually recommend the manga or even the light novel rather than the anime. Because the anime actually skips a lot. But it is interesting because it is a mech fan getting isekai into a world with Magimex. And rather than him being the best pilot, he is very much into expanding the scope of design.
which I'm into. I'm into that like non-standard kind of character
Like he's pretty
where they don't
fucking
have to be
yeah. He's pretty fucking
they
good.
don't have to be the best at like the thing. They can just do something else to
Yeah.
shore up that gap.
Yeah, like he's pretty fucking good. He's just not at the forefront because there are other characters who are like, you know, the royalty type, let's face forward. But of course, like you're making mechs, you're going to make yourself a pretty fucking good mech too.
Yeah.
Um and that also does stuff with monster cores.
Oh fuck yeah. I definitely need to read it then.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it skips
I don't know
over.
where the fuck I am gonna read it though, because like the translators I used to use for stuff just got a cease and desisted. So
Oh, lovely.
womp womp.
A womp womp
Alas,
indeed.
Reaper scans, we hardly knew ye.
Yeah, yeah.
Ripping pepperonis. Like that like burns me in the soul though, because I was reading a lot of stuff from that site. And then they just like fucking got a cease and desist from Cacao, and it's like, no, please don't do this to me. I really don't want to have to use Asura.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those in the know, you already know why I don't want to use Asura, but for people who don't, they started giving like putting up pop-up ads for their premium service. And
Ooh.
it's like, guys, you're already pirating this shit. You can't be doing that. You're gonna get fucking nuked so hard.
Yeah, no. Like, let me see here.
I did find a web novel being written about a physicist being isekai'd to a world with magic, and he is driving himself up a wall trying to like explain and exploit the magic.
Oh boy, that's real good.
Yeah. Of course, I'm sad that it's still like another dude, but also it's a good concept, so
Yeah, absolutely. Like that is at least a good concept, but yeah,
I
like
love myself.
it's
Yes, give me
and
chin
again,
switches.
it's not that we necessarily want less dudes, though honestly there should be less dudes, but
Proportionally less, like fewer guys, but
yeah, like if
mostly what I want is more of what I want. I'm never gonna take away your trash entertainment. Don't worry, guys. That's not what I want. You guys can have that too, and I watch that sometimes too. It's fine. I just want more of other things too, more stuff that's inventive and creative, non-standard protagonists. And at this point, like straight man is fucking standard, and
yeah,
it's annoying. I hate
yeah,
it.
exactly. It's one of those things where it's half the population, guys. Come on. And
Like what fucks with me about it too is that Escaflowne is like one of the first few Portal fantasies, and it was for girls, and now we don't have that many girl isekai, and that pisses me off.
yeah, like it is definitely not it is not good that it is like that.
Yeah, for those of you who have missed me saying it before, I have seen Escaflowne before, but it was like 20 years ago, so I don't remember anything. All I really remembered was that like the main character was a girl with short hair, and there were fucking mechs in it. And that's it. That's all I remember. I do have the box set somewhere. It's probably in like a box, just like stashed away. So I remember my stepfather buying it, and then me watching it when I was like 10 or 11 or something.
Okay, so the manga run's actually done. So both Manga Dex and Bato have it.
For what?
Knights and Magic.
Okay, cool, cool. That makes things a lot easier because like novel translations are less popular, so fewer people do them.
Oh, this is the manga specifically, so I don't know about the light novel, but the manga seemed to have relatively everything from what I could tell from like comparing them afterwards. Cause yeah, like
Yeah, I mean that like the fact that it's got a manga adaptation makes things easier because novels are less popular for translation purposes.
yeah, it's just a lot of information was lost between the light novel and the anime. Like they don't even get into the home situation of two of the primary characters when it's actually
Oof.
kind of important.
Oof. That's nasty.
Yeah, cuz like we don't even get the fact that they have like a sibling basically like they're nobles but their dad married into another family after their mom died and they're kind of the ones being treated like the runts. And we just don't get that with them in the anime. And it's like, that's what adds some characterization to them.
That's painful.
Yeah.
That's very painful indeed.
Like, definitely, like, it's probably still worth seeing some of the fights animated, but you definitely do not need to watch the anime. It was basically just like a very truncated first arc, or first couple of arcs. All right. Anything else we want to add?
No, I think that's it. I do well, something about Bloodborne again. I hate that almost all of the Covenant runes suck ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the only one that's any good at all is Hunter of Hunters. Well, actually, no, the Beast rune that was added in the DLC is pretty good, but that's because like it allows you to use your Beasthood meter all the time instead of having to use a consumable for it.
Yeah.
But what's fucked up, or what's mostly fucked up though, is that the Kin Covenant, the Milkweed rune, if you use that with Cause Parasite, it makes your dodge iframes worse.
Oof.
Like that's fucked, man.
Yeah, that's super bad.
That's just mean, honestly.
Definitely. Um, but yeah, folks, look in the description of the YouTube. If you're on YouTube, it'll bring you both to both of our Twitch. If you're on Twitch, look in the About sections. There are links to my social medias, links to Cat's social medias. We don't have a Blue Sky link yet for Cat, but we'll work on it.
Yeah, I'm trying. Believe me, I'm trying. It's just it takes time.
Join the Discord if you would like to join in conversations.
Yes, please join the Discord. You'll get stream alerts. You'll get to like see us. You get to talk to us. Get to see a lot of the work I do off stream, which is a lot of writing, honestly,
Yep, lots of writing.
and quite a few memes. Honestly,
Many,
there's a
many
lot of
memes.
that.
All right, well, that's the end of it. So thank you very much for joining us, everyone.
We'll be back again soon-ish, sometime,
Soon,
eventually,
eventually.
eventually. Thank you all.